Oh boy. Well, I guess this is as good as it's getting. I have absolutely no idea what is going on. Oh, that looks awful. Well, whatever. I guess we'll just adjust. We'll just figure out what's going on. Man. Man, nothing will bring me down like the fucking insane vagaries of goddamn technology. I fucking hate this shit. You know, my entire, like, technical career has just been a fucking never-ending battle of just work, goddammit. You know, like, why are you giving me shit? Why are things going wrong?
Traveling to Hanamura. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Ugh, man. No, I am not up for voice chat right now. Just not doing it. Not doing it. Not happening. No way. Da 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 da.
True self is without form.
Alright, this map. Fucking. Alright, let's just. I hate this map on attack. I fucking hate it.
His patience.
Oh. Countdown to aneurysm.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
And get ready to move.
You know what? No, Moth Angel, you're right.
And we'll get through this just fine.
Let's do this fucking round and then we'll, like, chat up a storm of some shit.
5,
Symmetra,
4,
why is there a
3,
fucking turret right
2,
there in our
1.
base?
Attack commencing. Capture objective A.
Why do we have Symmetra on attack on this fucking map? Oh my god.
In the shadow of
God. The autism is strong with this one.
Come here, get stabilized.
Damn it, they got autism so bad they don't even have it. Oh my god! Fucking attack something! Oh my god! No! 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 Oh my god!
I will shield.
Worst. Shut up. It's bronze. So much bronze! Alright, I'm on the point. I'm gonna die. I don't fucking care. Die, everybody. Kiss my ass. God damn it. Alright, what do we got? What are our options?
Overconfidence is a flimsy shield.
Let's get some... Oh my god, but if I do that, then there's no healing. Fuck!
Reinhardt at your service.
Send kill, please.
Into the
Oh, fuck
iris.
you.
In the shadow of doubt.
Teleporter online.
There's a teleporter
Mercy.
right in front of the
He's an
enemy choke
excellent
point.
Teacher.
What? Why? Why? Yeah, it's already destroyed. No fucking shit. God damn it. Oh. All right. We have a small window of opportunity here. Let's get on the point. I hate so much. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
A temporary setback.
All week it's been this.
I am at the objective. We must form up quickly.
Justice reigns from above.
Fucking die out there. God damn it.
Experience tranquility.
Well. Oh. Okay. Okay. That's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna fucking be. Die, Reinhardt. Fucking. Jesus Christ. Crusty fucking uncircumcised cock.
10 seconds.
What the
Out of
fuck?
time.
Is
Everyone
not
attack
your
now.
day.
Teleporter online. I have opened the bar.
Overtime.
Overtime? Whoa! Oh, look at that! Fucking Symmetra in the middle of nowhere! Get. Oh my god, if I could fucking destroy our own fucking team, I would right now. Just fucking. God damn it! Oh, hey, look! Fucking Widowmaker's up there! Why doesn't someone do something about that?
I'm taking the objective.
Diva online.
It's going according to plan.
Bam! Alright, let's go!
Capture.
Here.
Commence attack
Jesus!
on objective B.
Be one.
This is why I'm not on team chat at the moment, by the way. Cause
Enemy seen.
it's not gonna be helpful.
Photon barrier deployed.
Alright.
Teleporter online.
We move quickly.
Alright.
Sniper, take the point. Don't
On.
worry.
Alright, let's do
I
this.
got it.
Tranquility.
Go it now. Fuck you. Ah! No, no. Oh, yes. Yes.
Damage.
Suck my dick.
You needed a doctor?
Oh shit, I'm the only one here. Fuck.
Pass into the iris.
Pass into the iris. Oh my cock. No, 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 no. Fuck you. So much
My teleporter has been destroyed. The bar
Teleporter's
is
been destroyed.
closed.
Great. Where the fuck is this thing? Why am I all the way back here?
In range of the objective.
Oh.
Form up on me.
Oh my god, Symmetra is a fucking idiot. Oh my god.
Damage increase.
Energy flows through me.
Thank you for trying, Mercy. I mean that.
Move up here. My
Stuck
ultimate
out
is ready.
here. Like, fucking either can't win the game on their own. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, tank. Alright. I can kill him. Look, I'm killing Roadhog. Hey, look, he's killing me. Not like it matters. Keep it up. Eh,
A temporary setback.
I'm shooting a vase. 50 seconds.
Teleporter online.
Buds in garden.
I have opened
Why is
the
Bliss out here for big guys? Just,
Attack the objective.
oh.
Heroes never
On.
die.
All right, go soldier. Fucking go.
The objective.
30 seconds remaining.
All right, this is fucking Genji. Fucking get him. I swear to God, guys. Fucking God damn it. All right. Punch in the face. Face punch. No, face punch is widow. Fuck you. I don't even fucking care. I don't care if I live or
10
die.
seconds
Locking
remaining.
down the objective.
Personne n'est
Overtime.
Is an excellent teacher.
All right. Oh, useful.
Experience tranquility.
Come on. Feel that tranquility. It is tranquil as all fuck. All right.
I am claiming the objective.
Got some extra. All right. All right. Got some of that.
Round 1 complete.
We get it.
Score
Get it.
2
Yes.
0.
All right.
Switching sides.
That's better.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Might win this one. Ah. All right. I feel better now.
I feel better too.
Jesus Christ. I thought we were just fucked.
Yeah, on several occasions.
True self is without form.
For optimal chance of survival, stay in range of my barrier.
Open your mind.
你好。
A disciplined mind is your most dependable ally.
Attackers
We
incoming
are
in
as
30
one, my
seconds.
sister.
All right. This is my secret place to be.
Order will be restored.
I should be good as long as I don't just get nailed by Widow.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Gaze into the iris.
For your safety,
There is chaos within you.
All right, Genji's on point.
Understood.
All right, Genji's off point. Thank you. It's like herpes. He's gonna flare up again, I tell you. All right, Widow's down.
Team, heal up here.
I will shield you.
Darkness falls.
Sorry, soldier.
Open your mind.
Good work, Junkrat.
Usando las luces.
Teleporter online.
Helden sterben nicht.
Our
Widow
objective
got me.
Heroes never die.
Why is there so
Repetition
under
is
attack.
the path
teleporter?
to mastery.
Yeah, I
Wait,
got
that was our
same-
Symmetra?
That was our
What?
Symmetra that put that
Objective
teleporter there.
lost. New defense point. Objective B.
That was not a good place for it. Alright. Decent place for the turrets, though. Not a good place for me to stand, though.
Teamwork for
Adversity
special
is an
attack.
opportunity for change.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Alright, going in.
We are as one, my sister.
Behind you.
Behind you. Teleporter online. I have opened the door.
Embrace tranquility.
protect the teleporter.
Hey, Symmetra, switch to like a shield generator or something.
The way is closed.
Eyes to move behind my body.
Yeah, teleporter doesn't really help at this point on defense.
I am ready.
Shield.
Walk in harmony.
For your own safety, get behind the barrier.
Sniper.
Apagando las luces.
Damn it! Alright, Widow's in the upper right.
Activated.
The outcome is not preordained.
Personne n'échappe.
Sniper.
Symmetra, do you know how to switch to the shield or no?
Flimsy shield.
Protect the teleporter.
Experience tranquility.
Man, someone needs to take care of that sniper on my far right.
Objective is under attack.
Alright, that was round 2.
Score. 2
The
to 2.
outcome is not preordained.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Alright, this one's for all the marbles.
True self is without form.
work to be done.
All right, just want to let you know, Juke, you're actually really dog shit as Symmetra, so prove yourself better or switch characters. Because when I mean you're bad, I mean you are just unforgivably awful.
Hey,
Attackers
come on, be
incoming in
nice,
30
be
seconds.
gentle.
Be one with the universe.
Gonna motivate you any goddamn way, even if it's through negativity.
Yeah. But it'd be nice that we can get another, like, DPS or whatever. I need to figure out what I want to do here.
Gaze into the iris.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right,
Attackers incoming.
come on,
Defend
Symmetra, you can prove me wrong.
objective
Open your mind. There is chaos within you. Walk in harmony.
Oh,
The cycle begins anew.
Good job, man.
Embrace tranquility.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard. Et on a.
but we need a healer.
Overconfidence is a flimsy shield.
All right, that's more like it.
Match complete. Final score 2-3.
Of course.
Defeat.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. All that, and just fucking, oh my God. Oh, no, I'm not going back into that game. Not tonight. Just, what the fuck? What the ever-loving fuck? That was textbook bronze. I hate being in that rank. I fucking hate it. You know, it's just the worst. You know, God damn it. Fucking, I won. I don't even know what it is they fucking measure in those placement matches, because I won like 9 out of 10 and I placed in like 800. That's like mid lowest level. And I'm like, what? What? What do you mean 800? Season 3, I placed 1200 and I only won 4 of the matches. What metric are you using? Oh, no, nobody had the sniper. No one had the sniper. The only one who could possibly potentially hit the sniper was me. And I'm playing Zenyatta, so if that Widow's on it, I'm just out of the game. And of course, I'm the only healer, so what am I... It was one of those, like, definitely nothing I could do. Oh, jeez. What the shit? I should probably, like, chill out. I get so fucking mad. I get so fucking angry sometimes when I'm like... Get so fucking angry. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun being that pissed. You know? It's not fun being that pissed off. Like, there's a symmetra turret in the middle of the fucking corridor. Like, why is it there? Like, why is that there? Why are we playing with a guy whose name is just 5A's, that's his name? Get out of competitive, you cunt. You know? Like, oh, thank you, Lord Flash Adder.
Good night, Jack. Believe in the heart of the cards.
$2? $2 for my pain. Soothe it with money and titties. I won't lie, money and titties works pretty well. Oh, man. Believe in the heart of the card. Card games on motorcycles. Card games on motorcycles, man. Oh, God. Why? I'm not getting over symmetra turret in the middle of nowhere. Like, why? 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 I've never seen shit that bad. Like, that is unforgivably bad. There's not knowing what you're doing. And then there is, are you just randomly hitting buttons? Fucking teleporter on defense? In the last zone? No! That is not how that works. You go shield in the last zone. Because the teleporter don't matter. You know, unless you've got like some genius positioning. You know, which is like, oh shit. We all just come out on here. They can't touch us. Oh boy. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have a cigarette. And then I'm going to call Moth Angel up. And then it will be fun party time. God damn it. I'm still not over and pissed off. Gonna have some Metra fucking flashbacks from that one. Fucking don't mess with me, man. I'll fucking kill you, man. All right. That is not Moth. That is someone else. That is also not her. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. Ah, there we go. Doo-doo. Cool. Cool. Let's get this shit on the road. Do. Copy. Yeah. Now let's paste reference. Hey.
Hey.
All right. Let's get your face up there.
I can see
that
it.
was that was bad.
Do you need a hug?
I need a hug. Yeah, I need a hug. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you also need this.
Oh, yes. There we go. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, do that again for the posterity of the stream.
I will. And I'm sorry, I'm not the double D's that you prefer, but
That's okay. It's okay. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Oh man. No, I'm gonna have flashbacks from that one. I can't get over the fact I'm not getting over the fact that I'm running to the point and it's just a symmetric chart in the middle of nowhere. Like, why? Why is this here? Why?
you know what? I have a feeling that the Overwatch gods, they're like, oh, Jack is going to play. Oh, he's in a bit of a bad mood. We are going to troll him.
Just push him over the edge.
Just see how
God,
far he will go.
Oh, someone's saying eat a Snickers. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm usually I'm often pretty high strung when I play that game. I prefer to be like excited high strung as opposed to frustrated.
Oh, by the way, I should mention, if you feel up to having more people on the stream, I know that Chaotic Doctor, he can also set his Skype up pretty quick.
Oh, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, just get on and send the Skype message and we'll do that. We'll do that. That'd be cool. Oh man.
Yeah, and I'm in my PJs today.
Oh jeez.
Seriously. And I'm wearing pants, like small pants.
Oh.
Sorry, Pit. Today's a pants day.
Oh man. Oh damn. For shits and giggles, I should do parody of the Snickers commercial. You ate yourself and yeah, Snickers. I feel like I don't know what I would be like. Me playing Overwatch, eating a Snickers, pissed off. Fuck you! Like, die!
I love those commercials. It's just that. Oh my god, you're being such a diva right now. I'm not being such a diva right now. I'm not. Yeah, you are. Eat a Snickers. Better now.
Better. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Waiting for Chaotic Doctor 2.
Okay, now everything looks normal again. I was like, what happened?
Hey, you see me?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we can see you.
Hey, sweetie. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Also, my titties. I have Satan.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, you got everything.
Yeah, everything's good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
I gotta ask, lad, how you feeling? Cause Overwatch had you fucked up on something.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, I was sitting there, I'm like, no, please no. Don't do this. I hate you. Like, I hate.
Yeah, that's
It's like,
why
I hate
don't
life. You know?
I don't. I can't stand shit like that, and I'm afraid of my luck. So that's why
Yeah,
I
like, well,
like at all.
it's weird because, hey, I'm gonna get
Cool.
this. Yeah. It was just that pure, like, it's just pure bronze, man. I was sitting there like, why? Like, it's just pure bronzing it up, bronze for days. I was like, I want out of this goddamn rank. I'm trying so goddamn hard. I was just like, oh, no, world's just not gonna give it to me. You know, I was just sitting there. I'm trying to get.
Sounds like a very good way of getting out your aggressions in a healthy way. Just sitting yelling at the screen.
Oh man.
Scream, masturbate. You can do either of the two. Gets it around real easy.
One of them.
Anyway,
One
although
of
to have
those.
Overwatch conversation on a good note, I was just playing a little bit while you were on stream, and I did a couple of games with Zenyatta actually, and well, I didn't have a Symmetrometer turret in the middle of nowhere, so that's good. And,
Yeah. Oh my god. That
although,
was.
Quick question. I want to tell a quick story about Overwatch. Okay. About 2 nights ago, night or 2 nights ago, I don't know. I stay up way too fucking late, so time blurs into a weird illusion. Anyway, so 2 nights ago, I was playing Overwatch, and I decided randomly to just a quick play because I was doing a lot of arcade. I'm doing a lot of arcade with this event, so I can get because I'm kind of got used to the modes a little more, and I usually get something better from those loot boxes than on quick play. And I get on a game that's on its very last leg, like in like 2 seconds. So I get in there, I get to the character selection screen, and it ends. Thing is, I was close to leveling up, and just being there gave me the XP to level up. So I got a loot box. I opened it up, and May's Beekeeper skin was in there.
Oh, nice.
I literally got a legendary skin by doing absolutely goddamn nothing.
Oh man.
I laughed my ass off for about an hour straight. Just like, I got it by doing absolutely goddamn nothing.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's happened to me a few times.
Yeah.
Where.
Yeah.
You know, where that shit happens.
The May skin is the only event skin I have at the moment. Although I have the Lucio emote, I'm looking to try to get the Genji and the Diva, because I don't know. I like old school lowriders, so I like the classic kind of like kind of like cruiser vehicles.
Yeah. I like lowriders too. I can't drive. The thing is, I can't even drive a stick, but I love lowriders. You know. Moth, you're in Denmark. Do you know what a lowrider is?
No.
Okay.
Basically, imagine it's how guys buy sports cars, except usually it's an older model of a certain car. In my city, it's usually like an old Cadillac or right. And
yeah, or like a Pontiac GTO.
Yeah, like an old. Mine's an old. I don't want to say a Coupe de Ville, but
is it like a Gran Torino?
Anyway, so yeah, it can be one of those. It's more just they put hydraulics on it, and what a lowrider is essentially they lower the body down on the car, so it's basically barely off the ground. It just
it's like less than 6 inches. The chassis is about 6 inches off the ground, so it rides very low to the road, very close to the road.
Yeah, although some I've seen do it like very high, like they do it so they do like one end really high so they can get that extra bounce. Because that's one of the big things you do with lowriders. You put hydraulics in it and you make the car bounce.
Oh, so
this is a test super chat alert for $57.
Basically.
Yeah. You see a lot of those in hip hop music videos. You see a lot of them in like Fast and the Furious movies.
You see a lot of them in every car show that ever comes here.
In America they're highly. Yeah, in America they're highly associated with Hispanic culture.
Hi.
Yeah. Because the thing is that a lot of those old classic cars, there are a lot of Latin Americans who became auto mechanics. And when
I don't know why we haven't gotten the audio, but I think someone just donated a lot of money to you.
Really?
How much?
Oh wait! That might have been the test. I sent a test alert out.
Oh, okay.
If it's like Count Jackula has donated to himself, essentially, that is.
I just saw a number and like the titties flashing. I was like, what?
Strip clubs in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it?
Perfect.
Let me make sure. I need to make sure the chat is still functioning. It might be off.
Yeah, I don't think it is. On my screen, we still have the $2 from Lord Flashadder.
Right. Okay.
And I can't have chat on because Skype and chat don't mix well. I've learned.
Right. Hey, no problem. I'm just trying to make sure everything's copacetic. There we go. Okay, now it has updated. Good. I have no idea why that happened, but yeah. So, because there were a lot of, Latino auto mechanics. When you're an auto mechanic, it's very how to fix a car. So a lot of people will buy old classic cars and repair them.
Yeah.
And then they customize them.
Yeah, I have a few members of my family that've done that.
Yeah, because America's all about the automobile, all about the car.
Yeah.
We love cars.
Yeah.
Well, actually, and then it's all about the bicycles, basically. If you have a bicycle.
Yeah.
We can't really put extra hydraulics on a bicycle. You can't fucking have the thing that makes the car jump up and down.
No, but when you were a kid, you could take like a piece of cardboard and attach it to the back wheel, and then when you would ride the bike, it would sounds like a
make that noise.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have that. I had extreme sports people in my family, so I was used to dudes tricking on BMXs and skateboards. So I was used to guys like
Horror Guru's family was the same way.
Yeah.
His brother was like a BMX guy.
Actually, truth be told, I was a skateboard guy. So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, just to tell you, I actually got the mop finally cut.
Oh my god! I noticed you got a haircut. Yeah.
Yeah. Although it's been yeah, I don't have the mop. It's because I got it about a day before I headed out to a film festival. No, not a film. Music festival.
Oh,
so,
which one?
Neon Desert. It's the one. It's the one over here. It's not a big one, but it gets some good stuff. And
how many people roughly?
Like about. I think the last one was like 150,000. I think.
Oh, okay. So.
But it's not like
big enough.
Like well, yeah. It's because it's a big city thing, and it's set in my kind of my downtown square. So it's like in a close area around like different buildings, and so yeah, I just did what I usually do, except I just made this a little bit longer. It's been a couple of days since I've got it, and my hair grows fast, but I got this a little bit longer. So I got this a little bit longer, so like essentially lock a puffy pompadour if I could. Or if I straighten this down, I can rock. Like if I make it a little longer and I straighten this down, I can straight up rock the Danzig Devil Lock.
Yeah. So this looks like this is an EDM festival.
It's more of a mixed festival. It's EDM, it's hip hop, it's R&B and stuff like that. There were
got it.
There were like a few indie bands and metal bands there, so yeah. But my city, it's mostly like hip hop and EDM. So those were the big guys that were there.
Got it.
Yeah, well, my city is like all about the indie rock stuff because that's supposed to be cool.
Yeah, that's how it usually is in Europe. Because a lot of the places in Europe I've seen, like it's like coffee. It's like a lot of coffee shops and like small bars. So they usually get like indie rock.
It's either it seems to be either like indie rock, heavy metal, or EDM all time.
Yeah.
Very much. It depends on what circles.
Although apparently,
but yeah, those three.
Yeah. Apparently, my city's kind of famous among EDM DJs.
You're in El Paso.
Yeah, my city's famous among them because apparently we know how to really set shit ablaze. Because
if you're having an EDM party in the middle of downtown, getting 150,000 people, yeah.
Yeah, although I made a mistake the first day that I will never make again.
Which is?
Never go to a music festival with Doc Martin boots on.
What are you talking about? I do that all the time.
Yeah, you
Well,
have to break them in first, like really break them in. 'Cause when you
Thing
first
is,
buy
I've had them over a year, but I more like I used to because I got them for senior year of high school, and B, I have a fucked up ankle, so that might be why.
Yeah, I have like
Yeah.
my Achilles tendon is too short, so in order for me to walk like normally, I actually have to have a bit of heel on. So I tend to wear heels when I go out all the time.
I saw crazy. Yeah, I saw crazier shit. I saw crazier shit because at raver festivals, because we have two big ones in my city. There's Neon Desert, which is the mixed media, and then Sun City, which is the straight EDM festival. And if you've seen some of the outfits that I've seen, like fucking 16-year-old girls rock, you would think that we had a brothel somewhere here and nobody noticed. Because I have seen girls rock nothing but a tutu, a bra, and some Converse. I have rocked a girl straight up rocked like skimpy bikinis. I have seen dudes rock fucking banana hammocks and a tank top.
Yeah.
What else is there? What else is some of the crazy shit I've seen? I even seen like full on like furry costumes at one point at a festival. I forgot where though.
Oh yeah, yeah. You see that
it's
old time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Actually, no. You know where the furry costume was? It was actually at a Pride Fest when I took a photography. When I did photography over there for a little bit.
Got it. Yeah.
I went to my very first one this last weekend.
Nice.
Ah.
Yay.
And we're technically in Pride Month, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
technically.
Very, very fun. Though I have to say, like, one of the funny things that happened was the group that I was attached to, like the LGBTQ youth group in the city. And so we had our own little stand, and we were selling t-shirts and badges and stuff we made ourselves and slush ice, and very fun. And then right next to us was the SLM tent, like the hardcore gay sadomasochist.
Oh, S&M, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Honey.
So we had a guy dressed up in complete latex, and he was wearing like a leather dog thingy and a tail on the back, and he was like on all fours drinking out of a water bowl right next to our tent, and we were like serving slush ice to little kids and stuff.
Honey, you haven't seen that much because I was doing photos over at my festival. I saw a stand where they're selling like little like mineral necklaces shaped like dicks. I've seen the dog play, but I've also seen dudes with pierced nipples and long beards with nothing but a leather banana hammock on. I've seen drag queens start their show coming out of coffins. I've seen lesbian rappers make out with each other.
Sound that shocking to me. Like, you have to remember, I'm from Denmark. We're a lot more out there.
Well, yeah, but basically, if you thought that was that was a part of Pride, that was only one part of Pride Fest. Oh, honey, you ain't seen nothing.
All right. No, I'm in San Francisco. I gotta represent. All right.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't know. You're in basically the gayest city in America.
Yeah. All right. So this was the Fulton Street Fair. This is the fetish gathering.
Oh dear.
City has. All right. You want to see some shit? This place to be. You can't always tell what you're going to get. Sometimes it is live fisting demonstration, which is,
ouch.
I don't know if I recommend it or not.
Wait.
I'm glad I saw it, but I don't know if I recommend it.
I guess ouch.
But here was the moment where I was like, all right, I have found my limit.
I'm afraid to hear.
So,
donkey show?
Apparently, no. Apparently, it is a thing. This is a thing. This is a fetish. This is a thing. Hold on to your butts. So, apparently there's fetish where one injects saline solution into one's scrotum.
Oh God, I heard about this.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So that a dude's scrotum will be like that big.
Yeah.
And I know this because I saw it.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there going, I am disgusted and horrified, yet I cannot look away.
Yeah.
This is a thing that is happening in front of me.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I've always heard that was to make the cum more like milk, for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I've had chats with dominatrixes who told me about that, and they're like,
Oh.
yeah, it's only meant to make it to seem like the guy has balls the size of grapefruit, so he can spray cum all over the place like a fire hose.
What?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
That's what I remember someone telling me. I could be entirely wrong.
I have no idea if that's true, but all I know is that it's a thing. People do it. I don't know for what reason. I'm sure for them it is super awesome. Because if it wasn't, I don't think you would be injecting fucking saline bags into your balls if it wasn't awesome. But no.
Yeah, man.
I'm just gonna hold on
me.
to my girls and comfort myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
was clenching right now. Just
a
saying.
little too much. Although the clenchiest thing I ever saw, the one that just makes you, yeah. All right. Everyone's sitting down. All right, here we go. All right. So, here's his deal. The dude is describing, he's a porn actor, and he is describing a scene he did. Now, I forget what it's called. There's a name for it. But it's basically when you stick things up your pee hole.
Oh!
All right.
Oh! No.
Now, here's the limit. Here's where I was like, yeah, that's okay. You can stop talking now. You can stop telling me about this. My mind is already, it's already gone there and come back. So he's doing a scene where he's doing this, and he's using a rod created for the purpose.
Oh, yeah.
As he's using it, the cameras are rolling. He realizes the rod is made out of glass.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, that, you know what? Stop right there. My mind already went there, came back. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Thing is,
I do that a few years ago in Denmark. There was like a survey among doctors, and apparently there had been like 19 cases throughout the year of doctors having to remove light bulbs from anuses and vaginas. Like,
oh yeah.
And I was just like,
I'm always like, how?
Christina, just watch What the Fuck is Wrong with You live. There are multiple stories about that.
Oh yeah.
Florida, you'll understand why.
Yeah. I don't understand why light bulbs though. Like, what? Why don't they just make light bulb shaped dildos? Do they?
I don't know. Like probably.
Let's just find out.
In that case,
let's find out. Untapped market.
Butt plug.
Shaped dildo.
Well, they kind of make some of the butt plugs. They make it look like Christmas legs. If that works.
Well, the thing is that I can see why
suppliers.
someone alone would do it, like just to try it, and then it goes wrong and have to call 911.
Wait,
but
what?
if you're like with someone, it's like, hey, honey, let's try the light bulb thing.
Yeah, well, like, okay.
Conversation.
So, for all the people use light bulbs, there doesn't seem to be a lot of, where can I buy a dildo shaped like a light bulb? Hey, someone's asking this question. This is a question this dude is asking. Oh, what? So Adam and Eve? What does that mean? That's got to be a fetish shop. Hold on. Adam and Eve sex toys. Let's see if that gets me anything. Adam Eve. Yeah, Adam and Eve sex toys. #1 source for adult toys. Holy shit. We've hit the mother load. All right. Close here. Light bulb. Like, no, there's no such thing as a light bulb shaped dildo.
You know what, Jack? Make one.
I should make one. It's an untapped market. I'm telling you, millions.
Well, we can always
Millions
just
of
have like
shekels.
glass dildos that just shaped like that. Like we'll have like a glass.
Yeah.
We'll have a glass blower do it and just fun. Well, fun for some. Not
You know
for
what, Jack? You should expand and do like a series of dildos that's shaped like home appliances and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Let's see.
You
There's
get the light bulb.
There's the bounce. We can make anal beads that look like bouncy balls. Let's see.
Toilet plungers.
Okay.
That's one.
There has to be
baseball
something
bats.
baseball, I
Baseball
think.
bats. I've seen girls do
yeah,
that.
I guess baseball bats. Yeah, you can do that.
Something like a tennis ball, maybe. There has to
Well, maybe.
We can also do like we can go like the extreme weirdos. We can do like we can do
Most
like
common.
we can do like crack
thing-
shaped beads, gun shaped dildos, and all that shit.
Like, I know that some girls, when they masturbate, they can get like a little silicone ball, like not very big, that they put up just inside their vaginas, like just on the edge when they masturbate, because apparently that feels very good. So you could make some like
Coke bottles.
and stuff like that.
Coke bottles.
Yeah.
One shaped like Coke bottle.
Yes.
I've seen it done with wine bottles actually, but Coke bottles were too.
You know what?
Right.
Because it's you have to make one that's shaped like a Jack D bottle. You have to do that. For the rock star in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what else.
Craziest
what
things
else
found in
has
someone's
girls shoved up
rectums:
their pussies?
keys, vibrator, and salad tongs. Okay, I think we see how this happened.
I don't want to know, but we know. Although we probably do know.
I admit, I never understood why you need like a lot more than your hands. Like for me, my hands have always been enough.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but I think it's more because girls want the shape of a guy.
Peanut butter jar.
Yeah, and I also have a feeling that when it comes to the sex toys, at least with girls, it's much more fun when you have someone there with you.
Yeah, basically to see how many you can fit in you till you come.
All right, let's see. Sharks and vaginas have something in common. Wait, what?
We have to.
The vagina can expand up to 200%. All right.
Well, we
There's a
have to push a
G-spot.
baby out at
Yes.
some point.
There is such a thing as a G-spot. Inside the actual vagina responsible for an intense orgasm, stronger than that of the clitoris. How do you find it? You grab your partner, lie down on your back, have them put their index finger inside.
You have to do the
you have to search for it. Well, here's the other thing. Some women don't have them. A lot of women do, but not all.
Yeah, the way I've always seen people just stretch the B-spot is that you use the two fingers out here to stretch the lips, and then you stick these two fingers inside. You curl them up, and then while you stimulate that, you use your palm to stimulate the clit, and just makes them squirt all over the place.
Well, actually, the thing is that the one thing I've noticed is this is the reason why not all girls are size queens when it comes to cocks. There's like an ideal range. It's like an ideal range of cock. It's between 7 and 5 inches. Roughly speaking. That you have a much better chance of hitting the G-spot. Just with your penis. If it's longer than that, what happens is instead of hitting the G-spot, you just hit the cervix. That's not fun.
Yeah, no. No matter how much hentai tells you,
too small, it can't reach.
No.
What?
Because have you seen hentai where the guys have dicks so big that it's the entrance of the
Yeah.
No.
Well, I always I always wanted the full 7-incher because, like I said, for purely aesthetic reasons, just so I could just be like, just so I could call attention to it without it being like a complete freak show.
You say 5 to 7. I've always heard 6 to 8, like around that range.
Yeah, somewhere around there, which is a pretty generous range, But one of the problems, the meanest thing I ever heard a girl say about a guy's penis. It was a girl, an ex-girlfriend actually, who had, after we had broken up, had shacked up with my best friend. You
Oh, I think
know.
I heard that story.
Yeah. Really nice girl. It was like several months after we broke up. So like, yeah, I'll take this guy for a spin. And she's like, well, he didn't lie. His cock was as big as he said. Couldn't get the job done though. I'm like,
Ooh, it's basically you have the size. I just don't know how to use it.
well, it was more like, yeah, no, you have the size, you don't know how to use it. I'm like, oh snap! And I was like, really? Like, I was like, really? You were pretty. This was a girl who was like always there. She's just like, just a little push, and she's there. It was never hard. It was never hard for her to have an orgasm. So the idea that dude could not get the job done just made me go like, dude, you must be really bad.
Oh, did you see
Really bad.
Did you see there was a study out regarding women and orgasms not so long ago?
There are like a lot of them. So I'm
Okay,
not sure
this
which
one was
it is.
about how the placement of the clitoris actually can make it either possible for you or impossible for you to have an orgasm with penetration only. So like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, not all women can do it.
no.
You know,
Yeah.
not all women can have them.
And apparently that study also suggested that way back in the day with our ancestors, women only ovulated when they had an orgasm. So back then it was guaranteed for women to have an orgasm. Otherwise we would not ovulate. So
Like
I
what?
feel
What?
that
Wait. What did they base that on? What did they base that
Um,
hypothesis on?
The only time that they fuck were they trying to make a baby. That's why.
apparently they assumed it had something to do again with the placement of the clitoris and how it looks today, and evolution has stopped for human beings and stuff, so I think they just traced it back, and that was apparently a sort of viable thesis. So not quite sure they can check it, but according to the evidence they found, apparently it could be possible. And if that's true, I feel so bad right now. It's just like, why did nature take that away from us? Why?
Well,
Nature wants men to work.
Yeah, but nature wants you to work for it.
Yeah,
like,
work for it.
because nature is
Make
cruel.
sure she loves you for a reason more than you just feed her. Come on.
Oh man. Well, like, what's the whole like that? That's also like part of the hypothesis of why a woman makes a noise during sex.
Like,
Because other animals don't do that.
yeah, for when, like if you're quiet, it can take like a while for you to get an orgasm, even though you yourself or your partner is doing everything right. But if you make noise, like you don't even have to be touching yourself, just starting making like the sex noises, you can feel that your body becomes ready.
Yeah.
Being touched, everything. And I also
yeah.
found that it makes it like if you are right on the verge of coming, starting making noises just makes you come at one point.
Yeah. It's really interesting, And so they're like, why did that happen? And their main hypotheses are, one, to ensure pregnancy, and two, to provide physical protection, because the one, like, if you're a heterosexual guy and you hear a woman coming, your natural instinct is to get closer. Like, you don't even need to think about it. You just find yourself like, oh, it's a woman having an orgasm, I'm gonna look. And you're like, and I was actually going, why do we do that? Because we don't need to think about it. It's an instinct. We just do it. And they're like, well, we think it has something to do with either providing protection, because the more males are in an area, the more likely a predator is to be spotted.
Yeah.
And the other possibility is that if a woman is pregnant, she can't be more pregnant.
No, that's true.
So, if she wants to have a lot of sex, this is the time.
Yes, exactly. I also know, like, this is from personal experience, but when you start working your body up to, getting an orgasm, like, before you get there, at the beginning, I tend to get, like, a burning sensation in my fingers and my feet, and it's so, like, not unpleasant, just, like, my entire body becomes aware, and then all of a sudden, it doesn't matter where you touch me. It's, like, everywhere is a G-spot.
Yeah. For me, there are two instincts. One, the sensation is obviously all on the penis. You know.
Yeah.
So there's that, but the other instinct that I notice is really common is to grab on or bite down.
Yeah.
You know, it's like gnaw on something, which I thought was really weird. But it makes sense when you watch other animals because they tend to do that. They
you often
tend
see
to,
like the males that they grab onto the neck of the female.
Yeah, they grab on the neck or something. Yeah.
With sharks, it's the extreme. Like female sharks can actually die because when a male shark is mating with her, not only does he bite on, but other male sharks get attracted to the blood and start attacking her.
Oh, jeez.
So they're usually like half past dead when they swim off.
Yeah, there's either. That's not the worst one. I've always heard the worst one is that apparently when a dolphin comes, it comes like at like a good like 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So if a human
dolphins and killer whales
would have sex with a dolphin or a killer whale, and they come, there's a possibility that their insides will explode.
Whoa. And apparently dolphins also have this sex for fun. They can also get enjoyment out of it like humans can.
Yeah. Yeah, they also have group sex. They also get high. They suck on a puffer. They find a puffer fish and like suck on it. Because they're immune. They're immune. The toxin won't kill them. They're one of the animals that the toxin won't kill. But it does fuck them up. But they enjoy it. So a small pot of dolphins will find pufferfish, and then they'll just pass it around.
ILYBB less
and then they're
than
just
3.
So the pufferfish is essentially dolphin weed.
Yeah, it's it's psychoactive for them.
For some reason, I'm thinking more of the like this swing around. They're like, oh, look at that pretty.
Well, it could be like a form of acid. It's a form of acid, essentially.
It could be. It
is a toxin, so we can.
It's a neurotoxin.
So it's their form of acid.
At least to us, but it doesn't seem to affect dolphins.
Yeah.
Or at least it doesn't kill them.
Oh, you got a tip.
Yay! Oh man, thank you, Jason's Rage. Thank you.
Oh, Jason, isn't that Baroness's boyfriend?
I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah, Jason?
I think it is, yeah. Oh, man.
Jack, remember, he was there when you passed out.
I do remember. I remember.
Yeah. Although
it was Yogi, Baroness, and Jason. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Although all this talk of dolphins now makes me think of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, So long and thanks for all the fish.
Oh, dude, you ever seen the movie Blackfish?
Is that the documentary on SeaWorld?
Yeah, it's a documentary on Tilikum, the whale at SeaWorld. It was.
Yeah.
Who killed his trainer.
Yeah.
During a show. Very dramatic. Ooh. Like, it's one of those things where you realize the minute that animal gets mad, you're like, you're fucked.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah.
Like, it is one of those things where he just bit down, was just like, wham. Just dragged her around until it was over.
That's also like when I watch videos, of people who are interacting with like lions and tigers and stuff, you're like, at one point, you're no longer on top of the food chain in that group. Like at one point, you're no longer that at all.
Oh, man. Okay, so I found out speaking of that. Actually, the reason I brought up Tilikum is because part of that documentary is the fact that they use him to fertilize female killer whales for SeaWorld, or they did. Yeah. Now, there's video of them jerking this male whale off, and they have to catch the sperm in like this thing that is like the size. It's like the size of a milk jug, not like a little single one, but like a pail.
Oh, shit!
Like they put under the cow and stuff, and this stuff just comes out like it's. You do not want that hitting it. You'll have a very clear complexion if you get hit with that all over your body. It is.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of the
That's a protein shake for you.
A comedian who was how do you say? He was traveling around like the outskirts of Denmark and making comedy shows about people there. And he came to one place in Jylland where they have a pig farm with only male pigs because they need to jerk them off in order to impregnate female pigs on other farms. And he was actually in there trying to jerk one of them off and everything. It was
don't pigs have corkscrew dicks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although
because the female also has a corkscrew vagina, and one of the problems is that sometimes one goes the wrong way, so they can't actually successfully mate.
Yeah, I know that ducks have the same thing, and it's primarily like female ducks have a corkscrewed vagina, and so have and then the male duck has like a corkscrewed penis, and it's mainly designed that way because then the female duck can actually prevent herself from getting raped by a male duck if she does not want his advantages.
Yep. It's it's such the duck. It's such a weird like fucking rape arms race in that species. It's crazy.
And if you come to Denmark, they are beloved. So if
ducks,
if there's some crossing the road, all the cars will stop, and they'll be like, "We cannot keep driving until they've crossed the road. We have to wait. We have to wait."
Same thing in India with cows. Although, Christina, you mentioned people jerking off pigs. When you said that, I immediately thought of Freddy Got Fingered. Jack, if you remember.
I'm a farmer, Daddy. I'm a farmer.
Yeah, I'm a farmer. Jesus.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That was... I still remember my buddy coming back from seeing that movie in the theater. And I was like, so how was it? And he's like, I am not prepared to say I watched a movie. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, that was not a movie. I don't know what it was, but it was not a movie.
I only thought, when I saw that movie after, I think Lindsay and Kyle reviewed it, I watched it once. All I remember is that was a bunch of bad cartoons, daddy issues, and dick jokes. That's all I remember.
Yeah. It was that for 90 minutes.
Yeah. It doesn't help that
like,
Rip Torn's the dad.
Why?
Rip Torn is the... It doesn't help Rip Torn is the dad, and Rip Torn is actually can be really funny. It's just
Rip Torn's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately... Basically, you have him next to, Daddy, would you like some sausages? And I'm just sitting there.
Sausage.
Yeah, there's that. There's the girlfriend who gets off by whacking her somebody whacking her legs. There's the whole thing in the sausage factory. There's the cartoons, and I'm just sitting there like.
The cartoons were actually the point where I just kind of looked at the screen and went, I hate you. It wasn't the deer carcass. It wasn't Daddy, I'm a farmer. It wasn't Daddy, would you like a sausage? It wasn't any of that shit. It was the moment you actually see the cartoon, and I'm just sort of sitting there like, I hate you. I hate you. You know?
Although, Jack, I'm wondering, should we explain context by what the hell we're talking about? Just out of curiosity.
Moth, do you even know what Freddy Got Fingered is?
I've heard the title thrown around on the internet.
All right.
I don't know what it is.
So here's the context. I don't think it's going to help.
There was a comedian here in the U.S. that kind of got big. His name was Tom Green.
Tom Green, yeah.
His specialty was being basically kind of naive and dirty at the same time. He had a show on MTV that kind of got big in like the mid to late 90s. Like late 90s or like mid to late 90s? I would say like late 90s.
Mid to late 90s. Oh, I got it. I got a good example. Moth, are you familiar with Filthy Frank?
No.
Okay. Damn. Okay. That's not
gonna work.
All right. What about H3H3?
Yeah, I've seen some of their stuff.
Okay. Imagine H3H3 kicked up to like 11. What about Jackass? Have you ever seen Jackass?
I've seen Jackass.
All right. Now imagine Jackass, but it's just one guy, and he also plays pranks on people.
Yeah. Let's see. Some of his most famous ones were like smashing stuff in stores, the time he painted porn on his mom's car.
Basically stuff I don't care about.
Yeah. Like
switch the channel.
Yeah. Real. It was Tom Green was weird because he was always hit or miss. Like, that was kind of the issue, which was once you no longer find Tom Green funny, he's just never funny again. You know, you just find yourself going, oh, this again. It's kind of like Gallagher, which is probably something else you don't understand what that is.
I'm sorry.
Gallagher was a guy who smashed fruit on stage.
Yeah, and that was the entire joke.
You know what? I actually think I've seen a clip on that on YouTube somewhere. Of a guy
Like, have you
Yeah.
ever seen parodies of a guy like in a striped shirt with a giant hammer and a watermelon on stage for some reason, and then have that guy smash the hammer?
Yeah, I think I've seen that online.
That's parody. That's Gallagher. Yeah.
Okay.
Gallagher got really weird in his old age. He got really super crotchety, and there were definitely some. He thought he was like a misunderstood genius, and I'm like, no, you're the guy that smashes fruit and does stupid shit. Like, what? You're known for one thing, Gallagher, which is your stupid gimmick, which is smashing fruit on stage.
And that doesn't
Yeah.
sound fun to begin with. I'm sorry.
Well,
There has
yeah.
to be more to it.
He's a take it or leave it kind of comic already. And the thing is he actually was pretty funny when he was younger. But now that he's like 50, 60 years old, not so much.
Yeah,
Not so much.
Again,
And he got weirdly racist.
Yeah.
oh, that's
Which
it.
was-
Yeah. No.
Yeah. It's just sort of like, it's one of those, like, you're listening to the guy and you're like, wait, what did you just say about Jewish people? Like,
Yeah.
what did you just
Funny enough,
say?
Jack, now we're on the subject of Gallagher. You remember the Chappelle show, Chappelle show?
Black Gallagher? Yeah.
Blood Gallagher? Yeah, with Black Gallagher, where like all of a sudden he just
I'm
pulls out
Black
a piece and
Gallagher.
just
He just shoots things.
just shoots the watermelon for no fucking reason.
Yep.
Yeah, there was that. There was Negro
Negrodamus.
and
Yeah. Why do
Yeah,
white
Paul
people
Mooney.
like Wayne Brady so much for Negrodamus? Because he makes Al Roker look like Malcolm X.
no, it was Brian Gumble because he makes Brian Gumble.
Oh, it was Brian Gumble?
Malcolm X.
Oh, I thought it was Al Roker. I keep thinking Al Roker.
Yeah.
When I think of really like non-threatening black dudes, I think Al Roker.
Well, it's Al Roker, like Al Roker, Brian Gumble, Wayne Brady. Who else? No, not Chris Rock.
I have to say, it sounds
Hart.
like primarily like a slapstick kind of humor. With,
Gallagher?
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was really super
Which
slapsticky.
is really not my thing. It has to be extremely good and extremely surprising for me to laugh at it. Otherwise, I'm just very bored. I'm very much more into like verbal humor and literary humor and stuff like that. And apparently, Jack, that has something to do with my Asperger's as well, I've been told.
Really?
Yeah. So,
I
I
haven't
believe
ever
it.
heard of
I
that,
believe it.
but actually,
Well, they
Mom, if you
tested it
want to,
while- There was something they tested while I got diagnosed, what kind of humor I had.
Oh,
So-
interesting.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Those-
Moth, actually, if you want like something with slapstick that's actually good, the best recommendation I can give is probably like Blues Brothers or a lot of the Mel Brooks movies.
Oh, Blues Brothers and Mel Brooks. Yeah. Well, that's cream of the crop.
Yeah, that's like Blues
Yeah.
Brothers, Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs. What we say, History of the World Part 1?
That was History of the World Part 2. There is no Part 1.
Well, I
Part-
also really like the Monty Python sketches, especially the one with the Black Knight. where he has
Yeah.
a bridge. She's like,
Tis
Oh,
but a
God.
scratch.
Someone just brought up Carrot Top.
Oh no!
Oh, man.
Again, I
Carrot
think that's
Top.
an American thing. Like, you have to remember, for the longest time, when, like, even through the 80s and the 90s, we only had 2 channels in Denmark. So,
Yep.
and they were state sponsored, so a lot of stuff got lost.
Yeah. Oh, Carrot Top.
I've seen
Like-
pictures of him, and I just don't get it.
They're horrifying. It's one of those like, dude, what the fuck happened? What did you do to yourself?
That's Botox nightmare on a level that no
'cause
man never wants to see again.
Like one of the before pictures I saw, he already had like a kind of a very unique, special, kind of weird look about him. So when you do plastic surgery to amp that up, you just go, no.
yeah. I mean, there he is.
Where's the
Carrot
line?
Top.
Yeah.
With fucking dude.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't even
Jack,
know.
Did you ever see Chairman of the Board?
No, sorry.
that was the movie Carrot Top had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay, the best thing about Chairman of the Board is this.
Oh god, the picture.
When they were promoting,
that's my nightmares.
When they were promoting that movie, Norm Macdonald was on Conan O'Brien, and Carrot Top doesn't even show up. It's like his co-star, and so, things were already not going well. The movie hadn't even come out yet, and Norm Macdonald is obviously either working off a hangover or he's really sick. One of the two. And, he's like, hey, how you doing? I'm Norm Macdonald. Conan, I'm filling in. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing here, man. How are you? And they talk about, dirty jobs or something, Yeah. Then the co-star of Chairman of the Board comes on. And she's like, so I'm in this movie with Carrot Top, and Norm Macdonald is doing his impression of me, which is looks like he's passing out. He's not doing well. The girl's talking about it, and all of a sudden Norm Macdonald kind of perks up, and he's like, wait, you're in a movie with Carrot Top? And, it's been like 5 minutes, and, Conan O'Brien's like, yeah, Norm, she's in a movie with Carrot Top. He's like, who the fuck made that? Yeah. Do you want to know the title of the movie, Norm? No, I got the title for you. Box Office Poison.
Yeah.
And fucking, they're like, no. She's like, well, no, it's called Chairman of the Board. And fucking Conan is like, yeah, Norm, it's called Chairman of the Board. And Norm is just like, yeah, you spell board Bored. It's like, ooh. Like, you're just sitting there and you're just going,
drunk people and kids.
Yeah. I was like, whoa. That has got to be the most searing Norm Macdonald bit I've heard since that his monologue on SNL after getting fired.
Yeah, Norm Macdonald is like the classic example of not giving a fuck.
Oh my god, no, he completely doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like the SNL monologue where he's like, how did I go from not being able to be on the show anymore to hosting the show? And I figured it out. I haven't gotten better. The show's gotten really, really bad. So, the bad news is I'm not funny. But the good news is the show blows. Yeah. And you're just sitting there going, wow. And this is like the nadir of Saturday Night Live before Andy Samberg and those guys got on the show.
So it was that weird in between, like after Chris Rock and like those guys on, but before like Tina Fey and
right.
And Jimmy Fallon.
It's during that period of time when like there's just like nobody is on that damn thing. Nobody anyone cares about is on that show.
It's like even like Tim Meadows probably left by this point, no? Like
around that period of time.
Yeah.
It was just like whoa.
Oh, by the way, Jack, could you remove the picture of Carrot Top, because apparently Mr. Shadow is going to have nightmares forever and ever and ever. And he's asking for hugs.
Okay, so yeah. Actually, we probably should go back to the whole...
You're entering into the Carrot Top zone.
It's just filled with bad props and worse gags.
Yeah, he's like a prop comedian. He has like a pile of junk behind him, and he grabs stuff, and he tells you about it.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like a toilet seat with a fucking rear view mirror. and be like, "This is for when you want to pass gas," you know, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He's not funny, but the only humor I can get from him is just watching a guy suck for an hour, and you're like,
it's a train wreck. He's a train wreck comedian.
Yeah, a train wreck comedian's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing good about the act, yet the act exists.
It's just, and it sucks so bad.
It sucks so bad you have to watch.
Yeah.
And you do find yourself smiling, but it's not genuine happiness. It's just awkward.
Why am I watching
this? Why is this happening? I'm going to back away from the crazy person now.
Yeah, I'm going to go back away to the box office and ask for a refund.
Refund? Yeah, they give that guy a movie.
Saturday Night Live, for me, it's very much hit or miss. And I have a feeling that it also has to do with a bit of like cultural differences about what we find funny and humor and stuff. Though I have to say, with the last sketch I saw online from them that I really, really loved was the Tom Hanks in the Black Jeopardy setting. I don't know if you've seen that. He's playing Bill Billy with "Make America Great Again."
Yes. Funny enough,
I find out during the course of the show that he actually has a lot in common with like the black people out there, because they're like, "What can I do? What can you do with skinny bitches?" He pushed down. He's like, "Not a goddamn thing. Like, I have a girl with a bit of meat on her bones, and that's what I need." And all the days like, "Yeah, right. You know, high five."
Yeah, funny enough, I found a lot of arguments saying that Trump is basically helping revive SNL. Like, him and Spicer are basically the best comedy.
Kind of.
Spicer himself is just a comedy show. I saw his live reporting with the new healthcare bill, and he was like, "That's not what we should focus on, guys. I think we should focus on this." And there's a table beside him with like 2 stacks of paper, a really big one and a small one. He's like, "The big one, see, this is a Democratic proposal, like Obamacare. We managed to size it down to this. Like, see how small we made it. That's so much better." And you're like, you don't need SNL for this. You just have to watch him.
Yeah, basically, it's time. Jack, I think, didn't me and you talk about like stuff like this last time me and you were on together? Like, we were just talking about how it just basically politics has turned into a weird mismatched shit show.
Oh my God, yeah, it's like a weird vaudeville act. It's like a weird vaudeville act where someone could actually die.
Yeah.
You know, like, and like the power balance of nations hangs on this vaudeville act, and I just constantly find myself going, how did we get here? How did we let things get here?
Well,
where Trump is president, and we're all seriously going, where's this going to go?
I have a feeling that for many people, it was just, big fuck you to the American establishment voting for Trump.
Yeah.
And I also have a feeling that some were so desperate, they were like, "Clinton, we know what we're going to get. It's more of the same. We cannot handle it. At least with Trump, there might be a chance of something."
With Trump, you're at least rolling the dice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, the one thing that was very horrifically obvious, which was everyone who voted, the large section of the country that voted for Trump basically it was their only choice.
Yeah.
They felt like it was their only choice. They were like, and a lot of people scream racism, and I'm like, well, yeah, the problem is it actually went
deeper. A group of them, very racist.
Yeah, there are tons of racists that like Trump, but the problem was, I think that it went deeper, which is everyone is going, no one is going to help us.
Yeah, because a lot of
burn it down. Burn everything down.
A lot of people who actually voted for Trump, even though they're staunch Republicans and everything, they said, if Bernie had been on the other side, I would have gone there.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing. And even with Trump getting elected, it just shows how broken the system actually is, because he did not get the majority of the votes. Hillary did.
Yeah, he got the majority of the votes, but he won the election. It was just
This has happened only like one time before on memory, is with Bush Jr. No,
it's happened at least twice.
One I remember
Bush
is Bush
Jr. was the other one. The other one was Dewey.
Dewey?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot because there's that photo.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's a famous photo of a guy of the president holding up a newspaper announcing his loss, but he had won.
Yeah.
You know, and it was because of the Electoral College.
Yeah.
Yeah, that basically to explain that system. You already know this. I think you said you were studying like a little bit of American history, right, Christine?
I am doing a lot of American studying at the moment. I've been following all the politics and the election for the last 2 years because of my BA project, and yeah.
Now you know how I felt taking the government class at the butt of the election. Now you know how I felt taking a government class at the butt of the election. But basically,
yeah. At the end of the day, you realize the entire American system just basically works on trust.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what?
Because
like, at least the election of the president works that way.
Yeah.
Like the presidential election is in fact the most crooked of all the elections, just by the system that decides it.
Yeah, because I noticed that the people who run for president in the United States, they're actually not, picked by the parties or the voters or just, I'm gonna, run because I want to help America. No, the vast majority, like I could see Bernie Sanders and Jill Stein probably didn't run like that, but all the others, it was like, there was some rich guys saying, hey, you're going to run and I'm going to give you this money. You're going to run, I'm going to give you the money. And we need
there's a lot of that.
Yeah, power. That's the power of the super PACs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's basically rich people choosing who runs for president, and then whoever gets elected, the rich people then control because, hey, I gave you so and so money, and
yeah. And a lot of people are like, well, Trump doesn't have any of those controllers, and I'm like, yeah, he does. They're just not Americans.
Yeah,
exactly. And he actually ended up at one point. He was saying that he did not have any super PACs, but he did end up having some American super PACs as well because he's not a billionaire. He doesn't have any fucking money.
Yeah.
This is the man who went bankrupt a record of 7 separate times.
Yeah.
And I've always been fascinated because when he came on stage and he, started to rise in the polls and we got closer and closer to like the election on the Republican side, all I could think was, I'm socially handicapped, and even I can see that he's an insecure fraud. He's just a bully. I can see that. Why can't other people see that? Like normal people see that.
Well, I think some people, I think a lot of normal people did, but they felt like they had no option.
Yeah.
Because no offense, a lot of people made the election look like it's either a racist, insecure asshole or a crooked woman who was the only reason there in the first place because she bought her way in. So basically, that's why you always heard the phrase.
We have a Danish saying for that that fit the American election so well. Basically, you had to vote for plague or cholera.
Yeah.
It's one of the two. Like you're going to get sick either way. Which one do you choose?
Yeah. That was pretty much it because we had already tossed out like our best candidate.
Yeah, I love
which was really, really upsetting.
You and the world, I was rooting for him all the way, and the weird thing was,
and nobody noticed that. Like nobody noticed how far that guy got. Nobody cared, and I was really angry because I was like, "Are you kidding? A candidate like this getting this far in and of itself is historic."
The mainstream media wouldn't have anything to do with it. Like he's dangerous for our establishment, so we cannot show. As soon as the election was over, he's not going to have any chance to win because he's no longer running. No one can vote for him. They're like, oh, he's going to give us good ratings, so now we can have him on.
Like one of the big problems of that whole deal was when, like I've said before, every time someone supported Bernie, there was a reason, and they would tell you. It's like, why are you voting for Bernie? It's like, because I got a lot of student debt, and he is promising to address that. Plus, I like the idea of a healthcare. I like healthcare.
Yeah,
I want healthcare. It was always healthcare and one other thing.
Yeah,
it's like healthcare and You know, and he wants to bring manufacturing jobs.
Yeah, I was always
he wants to create
very
high-tech
impressed
manufacturing.
with the Bernie voters because they were like they could just 5 or 10 policies off the back of his. And
Yeah,
they were like,
yeah,
"We like
yeah.
that."
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Basically, Bernie was the guy
It's
who
like,
would
we want a
address
woman for
things that.
president.
Yeah, basically, Bernie's the guy who would address policies and not a lot of people were because he was addressing student debt. He was addressing job security. He was addressing. He was actually addressing the environment as well because he had plans
things people cared about.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's basically a lot of people argued it's the same thing that happened with Obama was the reason Hillary got in because they wanted to have history made because we had Obama in a way being the first black president. We had the same idea of putting Clinton in being the first Clinton president.
And that wasn't a very convincing argument to people in the Midwest, which is, well, it's her turn. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what was communicated. They're like, I'm not voting for her just because it's her turn.
No.
Especially not after, they didn't get the candidate they actually wanted.
Yeah.
Which was surprising to me because, like, you looked at that whole thing and you're like, do you want to win this? Hindsight's 20/20, but you look at it now. The writing was on the wall by the middle of the Democratic primary, where you're just like, if you do not go Bernie, you will lose.
Yeah.
You will lose.
I saw some polling data, like they put both him and Hillary up against all the candidates on the Republican side, and they were like, Bernie won everyone by a landslide. Hillary actually lost to a few of them.
Yeah. The guy that predicted Obama's win was hated.
Yeah.
Because he was like, no, Trump's going to win.
Yeah.
He's going to win.
Yeah.
And they're like, how could he possibly win? And he's like, because that's what the math says.
Yeah, and I
There's
also
no
saw
scenario in which Hillary wins.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, there's no way Trump could win. He's like, okay, well, bye.
Yeah, I also saw an interview with Michael Moore where he basically said what the establishment does not understand is the fact that Trump is a Molotov cocktail that the people is going to throw through their window and say, hey, we are here, notice us, see us.
Yeah, they're going to use this to get noticed. And to be fair, it has worked.
Yeah.
To be fair, it has worked.
For better or for worse.
Yeah, for better and worse.
Yeah.
And
it stirred up some stuff. And the one thing I was really, really angry with the mainstream media was every time, they talked to a woman during the primaries, they were like, why are you not voting for Hillary? Are you against women? And it's just like, you know what? I can vote for a woman for the sake of voting for a woman, or I can vote for a candidate whose policies will do amazing things for women, who would make us equal to a greater extent.
Yeah, and
Trump is the most feminist.
Yeah, and the Bernie bro thing didn't help. Like in the Democratic,
God,
the Bernie bro.
Well, the funny thing is finding out the reason that stereotype was allowed to propagate. Finding out that it was because there were a lot of people in conservative areas that were Bernie supporters. These were conservatives. These were like registered Republicans. And they were like, oh, they're terrible. They're awful. And the minute I heard that, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. You're telling me that we did not go for the candidate who had the ear of not only the young Democrats, but the young Republicans?
Yeah.
He was that popular? And you didn't go with him?
Yeah.
I hate you.
Even Fox News admitted that we are happy that Elizabeth Warren is not running because then we would lose in a landslide because she is so popular both among Democrats and Republicans, young and old.
Yeah.
I don't think she's as far to the left as Bernie is, but still, it would have been much better for the country.
Well, it would have been someone with some kind of like clout, some sort of like cachet to pull from, and
I think her economic policies on Wall Street would have been great if she had been president, and there would also have been at least a public option added to Obamacare, I think. And I also think she would have looked into the student debt, trying at least to lower the rates or help people get out of it quicker. She wouldn't have done an entire political revolution like Bernie, but she would at least have made the situation a lot better.
Yeah, basically,
and the idea would easily be swayed by the progressive wing as well.
Yeah, like the big issue, like Elizabeth Warren might have worked out, but I don't think she would have for this round. She would have made a good vice president.
Yeah.
You know, she'd make a great vice president. I don't know about actual presidential candidate, because even though she's really, really, really smart and has a really good head on her shoulders, president needs something a little bit more.
They need a bit of that it factor.
Yeah, they need that it factor. They need like the one thing that me and my brother were always saying is we were always hoping Joe Biden would rub off a little harder on Obama. Because we're like, Joe's a great choice for Obama's vice president because Joe's got the one thing Obama doesn't really have, which is the ability to shoot from the hip. He's Joe Biden's actually really charismatic.
Yeah.
And he's willing to shoot for the moon. And you need a little bit of that, like, you know, cowboy rides into town when you're the American president.
Yeah,
you know, you need a bit of that.
And my favorite thing was that near the end of Obama's term, there were all these things about Biden coming out that I found hilarious. There was like, all the memes and the thing with him having his own
Joe
ice cream
Biden memes were great.
Yeah, there was one about like, what was it? Like he was hiding, like he I forgot what it was called. Like he ordered like stuff like a little bit larger so Trump's tiny hands can fit around him.
Yeah. I'm ordering a chair that's just a little too big for him, so he looks really small in it. Joe.
It will be funny. Come on.
It will be funny. Come on. You know.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think the big problem, me personally, I saw in the election in hindsight is that I think it's the idea that it was a war between novelties near the end, because it was the novelty of a guy who no one thought would winning, or being the country to finally be our country to finally have its first woman president. So it was basically a novelty war, and the one that seemed funnier won.
Yeah, and also the whole charismatic thing. That's the thing about Bernie and Trump. They had the it factor because they're not seen rehearsed. People were like, he seems like, you know, someone I could talk to on the street, and he's not rehearsed. Someone has not told him to say these things. He's just saying them. And that was the thing about Bernie that I loved. Like the hair, he hadn't brushed it for like the last 50 years. Like he hadn't, you know, had a good posture to save his life.
It's like your grandpa has like a train set.
Yeah. The thing is, also, I saw a video online by Vox. They talked about how the idea that if a person wants to have a beer with that candidate, they usually have a very good sense of presence among the people, with stuff like when they did it to comparing the 2004 election between Bush and Kerry. A lot of people would want to have a beer with Bush, not with Kerry, because Bush seemed like the guy you would want to hang out with, and that's why I think that's another factor.
Closer to middle class.
Yeah, he was kind of like an empty vessel that you could just sort of put values into, you know, like the viewer when you saw him on TV.
And in that context, it makes a lot of sense why Trump won, because the one thing Trump is really good at is fleecing middle class people.
Yeah.
Like just shucking them. You know, just screwing them. You know, tricking them into supporting him.
Lying
and it's really
straight to
weird
their faces.
Watching that guy operate and just going like, that may work in the boardroom, but no one in the halls of real power is going to fucking deal, because they've all got armies.
Yeah,
they've got armies. They've got missiles. They have weapons.
Yeah, he's
they
basically
have
like a 12-year-old boy with narcissism, ADHD, who just wants to be the best all the time.
Yeah.
So 12-year-old athletes then, basically.
Yeah. Well, that's how he behaves. He behaves like a high school jock, and he does stupid, like, you know, red pill pickup shit to world leaders, and they catch him.
Yeah.
And
I love
you
how
can
in Europe right now it's not, the president of America is the leader of the free world. No, it's Merkel. Merkel is the leader of the free world right now.
Merkel.
Like, yeah, say what you want about her, she is competent as fuck.
Yeah, and funny enough, there's also the big thing that happened, the election in France that happened with when they had like a candidate similar to Trump actually lose, and every American saw that it was like, the French are better than us. How?
Because the
Yeah,
French
yeah.
they might be tough, but they're not that bad. But I can make you feel a little bit better though, because Denmark at the moment we have a right-wing prime minister who did not get the majority of the vote. In fact, his party is the smallest it has been for the last 40 or 50 years.
Oh,
and
man.
he still got to be the prime minister, and he is incompetent, and he is a snob, and no one likes him, and yet he is the fucking
So basically, for the two competent world leaders, there's the two idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like the thing that's really fucking Theresa May. I'm like, you look at Theresa May and you're just like, really? Look, England, I know you don't actually have anything close to a democracy. I mean, like, I don't know how to say it other than, at least in America, the electors from the Electoral College vote, at least.
Yeah, I think
that ain't how no parliament works.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same way it works in Denmark. And the good thing is that some of the smaller parties are actually starting to say, hey, we can rebel, because you have two parties that are the biggest parties, that the one the prime minister is from, who just lost all the seats. They're no longer the biggest. Then you have like the one on the left. Then you have all the small parties in between and on the sides. But they're the only two parties that actually say, hey, we have a prime minister candidate. So when everyone has voted, every side say, okay, this is the one we want to have as prime minister, and depending on which sides get the most votes, and then you have to go to the queen, and then the queen has to say okay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's always the fun thing when you see all the ministers going to the queen. They just have to go in and say, Your Majesty, I would like to nominate this politician as prime minister, and she goes, okay, and then everyone has been up, and then the current prime minister says, I no longer have the people behind me to be prime minister, so I'm giving up my seat. And then the new one comes in, and she's like, you're now confirmed. And it's just a formality, but it has to be done by the queen.
Yeah.
She still signs off on all our laws as well.
Yeah, wait, the queen as in Queen of
England? Yeah.
Denmark.
Okay.
Well,
yeah. All power is still technically.
Yeah.
It's still technically conferred through
the queen.
Yeah. No law can be signed into fruition until it has been signed off by the queen or the king soon here. And like, I know there was a king, like, I think it was the last king we had. There was a law where he actually told Parliament, I'm not in favor of this law. I'm not going to sign it. And they basically told him, okay, you know what? We are going to strip you of all your powers and all your money, and we're going to run you and your family out of the country, and you'll no longer be royal. And then we're going to put the law into fruition ourselves. And then he was like, okay, I don't want that, so I'm going to sign it.
Basically, the joke is that the queen is basically just a living human tourist attraction.
Yeah.
The idea that basically it's the idea that the queen it seems like she has all this power because of the title, but in actuality it's a bunch of dudes in a stuffy form.
I don't know how it works in England, but in Denmark they're not allowed to have any the royal family is not allowed to have any political affiliation at all. So when they travel around the world, representing us, they don't represent any political point of view or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's their function.
Yeah, that's why.
The function of the royals is to be the royals, and that's it.
Yeah, that's why you see usually when people have like international visits, it's usually the king or one of the princes, or arguably even the princess with Princess Kate and Pippa and all that.
Yeah. But like listening to Theresa May, I find myself going, "Oh, this again." So you basically idolized Thatcher.
Yeah, Thatcher.
That's what you're going with.
when she passed away at uni, we had an entire like seminar cancelled, and then we had to do a seminar on her instead. And the thing was that the BBC radio had actually gotten so many requests for the song "Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead" that it had become number one on the list, and they had to play it every hour because of it, because people were like, yay!
Yeah, funny enough.
Yeah.
One of the worst classic Doctor Who episodes is based on parodying Thatcher. Yeah, you know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Happy Land. Yeah.
Happiness Patrol, yeah, because basically that was the whole thing with Thatcher. Is like, it's like big smiles, everyone. It's that, or you're gonna get sent to the brink.
Yeah. Like the biggest, like during that period of time, things were pretty. There's a lot of civil unrest during that period of time in England.
Yeah,
was not good. And when you listen to, for example, listen to Alan Moore talk about like living conditions during that period of time. He's like a young guy working, trying to be a writer. He describes that like V for Vendetta was all based on Thatcher. It was all based on the Thatcher era.
Oh, I love that graphic novel. It's so good. So many layers as well.
I know of it, but I still haven't read it. Like the most I've had.
Oh, it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
The most I've had with V for Vendetta is the movie. I'll admit that.
The movie is good. Like the graphic novel contains a lot more of the psychology of everyone than the movie does. But like the movie is good.
Thing is, I've always heard this is the argument I've always heard with the V for Vendetta. The book, they had the regime based on Thatcher and all that. The movie being by the Wachowskis, they say they based that regime on Bush. That's why.
Yeah. It was Bush and what's his nuts? He was prime minister at the time. Fucking crap.
Not the guy who stick his dick in a pig. That was recent.
No, different dude. He was actually prime minister. Fuck. Hey, prime minister that the Smiler was based on. Not Tory spelling. Come on, brain. You do better than that.
I forgot. Like
Tony Blair. Tony Blair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blair. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I was like, I know it. No. Yeah.
The funny thing is I remember John Majors before I remembered Tony Blair.
I remember David Cameron.
Yeah, thanks, Chad.
Oh, David Cameron, yeah.
Mostly because it's the whole thing about sticking his dick in a pig.
Yeah. Oh man, I will never forget John Majors because of Spitting Image. So John Majors had like no personality. He was just like, he's like, hello, I'm John Majors, and today we just like, oh my god, like it was like the only who was it? Was it Australia? Who had Gordon Brown? Was that Britain or Australia?
That might have.
I think it was Australian.
Let me see. Gordon Brown. Like there was.
Yeah.
Gordon Brown.
My favorite scene in the graphic novel is basically like when the prime minister.
Oh no! He was the prime minister from 2007 to 2010. He's British. Gordon Brown. But John Majors, for his puppet, he was just like basically a gray Bunsen honeydew head with glasses.
Yeah.
And he was all gray, and they did a song called "You Just Can't Hate John Majors," because who's John Majors?
Yeah. Thing is, admittedly, Jack, I only know Spitting Image because of Genesis.
Yeah, that's how most people do.
Yeah, the Land of Confusion video with all the puppets. That was them. Which puppets were those? There was like the puppet of all the band. There was the Reagan puppet.
Yeah.
Was it Mussolini at the time?
There was a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, it was like
a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, basically just parody. The world's going to shit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, let's see if I could find this John Majors puppet.
I think you forgot about your cigarette.
I did.
Although
Oh yeah, here we go.
I was gonna say, basically, with you with your cigarette mouth and my lighting like this, we look like we're in a bad neo noir movie. Like half of my you're with a cigarette in your mouth, and half of the time I'm in shadow.
Yeah, there's the John Majors puppet.
I need to find my red lipstick then.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, basically, you're
never
the
in
femme
color.
fatale you're the femme fatale that bongos play every time her hips swing. Perfect. Like I'll be
Jane
like
Mansfield. You know, but yeah, there's a John Majors puppet, and like he would always talk like this.
Yeah,
I'm John
I don't
Majors.
have stream up, so I can't.
See,
but I can imagine. But I can imagine.
And fucking God damn it! Actually, one of the funniest things was there was this one guy, and he was a pool player, a snooker player, and his name was like Mark Johnson, and he like nobody really watches pool, not even in England, you know, but it has its devotees. And this young guy who's this pool champion gets this reputation for having no charisma on camera. He's one of those guys, he just goes in, makes the shot. He's got no showmanship, you know, but he's a really good pool player. Like, he will win, but he won't win flashy. You know, he'll win, you know, very...
Why is it flashy when you can get the job
Yeah, he can get the job done. But his career had kind of stalled because people kind of forgot about him because he wasn't that memorable.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Spitting Image made a parody of him. Now, this is like making a parody of a college football player no one's ever heard of. You know, the people who follow college football know who this guy is, but no one else does, so why are you making fun of him? What's the joke? And the joke was, this pool player just comes up and he goes, I've decided to change my name to something more interesting. Oh, right, Mark. What's that? Interesting. What, you're going to be Mark Interesting Johnson? That's right. Mark Interesting Johnson. Now, that happens. That bit, everyone loves it. Everyone loves this bit because it's so ludicrous. So that pool player walks around and everyone is pointing at him because he wouldn't watch Spitting Image. They're pointing at him going, hey, it's interesting. And he's like, what? Last week everyone was calling me boring. So he had no idea what was going on. It was like all of a sudden he was in Bizarro World. But he just ran with it because he was like, well, people are calling me interesting. And fuck it. I'll just go with it. So retroactively, he became Interesting Johnson. You know, he changed his middle name to Interesting.
Although, admittedly,
because that's how everyone
Johnson
knew
makes
him.
Me think of a mini dick joke.
God.
Yeah. So when people were like, how do you feel about Spitting Image making fun of you? And he's like, are you kidding? I got to keep my career because of Spitting Image. Because they made fun of me.
You know who arguably that could happen to? That happened to? Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin, not really.
Well,
no,
politics is a little different. Politics is a little different.
She lasted because of the parody by Tina Fey and later the porn parody.
No. What really made Palin last was the fact that she was horrifically unfit to hold public office on an emotional
level. My God.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no one had ever seen anything like that before. No one had seen a person break under political scrutiny.
Uh-oh.
Ferraro? Yeah, with Mondale. But that was really.
Yeah. She got a lot of shit for crying.
Oh.
There was that, and then there's the whole rant she went out after the Family Guy joke.
But like even Ferraro didn't like completely break down.
No, she just...
Yeah, she just, she receded into the wallpaper. Palin fucking just, oh my God, was she not ready at all?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, you could tell that there wasn't a lot going on in here. Second of all, it didn't take much.
That's any politician arguing.
Oh no! Palin is really dumb. Yeah. Palin is just flat out dumb.
Like, have you had any? Like, if you see any interviews with her, you'll notice that she stutters a lot, and it's not because she's has difficulty speaking. It's more that she does not know what to say.
Yeah, she's that nervous.
Let's see. There's the whole Russia. I can see Russia from my backyard.
Yeah.
Polar bears aren't endangered. They're just unlucky.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing with Family Guy after she thought they made fun of her grandson.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
by
like,
the way, the
you're a
polar bear
fucking
thing.
public
I
politician
saw
now.
an interview with, I don't remember which channel did it, but it was an interview with a Trump supporter and asking about the whole climate deal thingy. I think it was TYT Politics. I'm not sure. And there was this woman who was like, she did not understand why people were upset about it because, climate change isn't real and stuff like that. And then the interviewer was like, well, they're also worried about endangered species like polar bears who are pretty much at risk of going extinct, because of climate change and stuff like that. And she was like, well, she did not believe them. And he was like, well, they are on the endangered, species list. And she was like, well, can I just, take them off that list and we don't have a problem anymore? Like, that does not solve the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Aren't bees being close to being on the endangered species list? Like, I've heard somewhere.
The bee thing is very weird because it's a bunch. It's basically what had happened is that there was an insecticide that it was an insecticide that basically it wasn't supposed to kill bees, but it did. And not only did it kill them, because they would take it back to the hive and they would all get infected. And just wipe them out.
Is that something that happened in America? Because I don't.
Yeah. That was something that happened in the United States. Like the bee population.
I haven't heard anything like that.
Yeah, the bee population crashed, and it was because of. It was because a chemical was used that killed the bees really well, but it was actually intended to kill other things.
Yeah, because a lot of our plants and our food usually are like mixed with chemical insecticides in them in order to keep them away from the crop.
Yeah.
I know corn does that. I know cucumbers I think does that as well. Just basically a lot of plants that are usually munched on by insects. They usually get sprayed with some form of an insecticide.
I'm gonna that happens as well as in Europe because I know that especially with apples and I think pears as well. Some of the chemicals that are used in the United States are illegal in Europe because they can cause cancer. So
the
can't import apples from America here.
Yeah. The regulations were specifically broken to allow for the sale to create economic growth, and it completely decimated the bee population. But that's okay because it ended up not mattering because most of that food died on the vine anyway because we didn't have any Mexican people to fucking gather it. Like, yeah. Like, if you're in America, strap in for this fall. Strap in. Your produce prices are gonna skyrocket.
Basically,
our prices are gonna skyrocket.
And the Republicans just rolled back on Dodd-Frank, so for the next 3 to 5 years, prepare for an economic crash again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, it's gonna be 2008 all over again if we're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I don't know how much worse it can actually reasonably get because I don't know where they're going to squeeze the money from. from the housing market, okay, you could squeeze money out of the housing market by convincing people to invest in it, like you have been doing for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, there's a problem with
Mortgages and
prices are
mortgages
rising because like rich foreigners buy property all over.
Yeah.
It's happening in Europe as well, and all the houses and stuff are empty because no one lives there, but the prices go up.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's happening. That's gonna be fun. The other, but I just constantly find myself going like, I don't know where you're gonna squeeze the dollars from, because it's gonna end up in a situation where it's like, well, we need this money, and everyone's gonna go, well, we're all broke. We don't have it.
In 1928, with the crash back then, no one actually had the money. It was all, loans and stocks and stuff like that. That's why.
Yeah.
So the money was not
good
there.
point.
They just, kind of existed in the ether.
Yeah, because you got like there are these two these two clocks that tick down. One of them is the short-term debt cycle, which that this is really quick stuff. This is like a few $1,000s. They get the long-term debt cycle, which is the big debt, which is the collective debt of tons of people.
Yeah.
And you always have periods where those rise and fall. And when they fall together and it lands at the same period of time, that was 2008. That's when you have like huge market crashes.
And the housing
all
crisis.
kinds of that stuff goes down.
Yeah, and the scary thing right now is that I know the student debt in the U.S. is higher than the mortgage debt in the U.S. right now. So,
More people have student loans than they have housing loans because no one can afford to get a housing loan.
Yeah, and when you look back to the 1920s and the crash right there are some similarities which are very, very scary, because back in the 1920s, World War I had happened, everyone was trying to get back on their feet, and people did not have a lot of money, but all of a sudden, because of the technological advantages and the rise of advertising and stuff like that, all of a sudden created a big consumer market. So a lot of people wanted all this stuff like cars, refrigerators, clothes, makeup, whatever you could sell. They did
Roaring
not have
20s and all that,
Yeah, but they did not have the money, so everything was like, we make a payment plan for you. We make like a payment plan.
Right.
And when you look at the U.S. today, the vast majority of Americans live for $30,000 a year or less. Mm-hmm. So still there's not the money, but at the same time, your advertising industry is still trying to maintain and create the consumer market. So it's sort of driving towards the same.
Oh, plus you've also got this one problem with debt. Specifically consumer debt has this major problem, which is because this used to be heavily regulated. Like, you didn't used to be able to pile on fees and increase interest rate, the APR that much. For the simple reason that if the debt's not paid off,
you lose money. Yeah.
In the long run, you lose money. And here's the thing. Most people don't realize that they're losing money, because when you lose that money, you lose big money.
Yeah.
And that usually means like companies crash, companies go down.
And the problem is that the guys who are in charge of the companies who are making all this money, they are not in it for the long haul anymore. They're there, okay, I'm here for the next
they're there for 10 years.
I have to get as much out of it as I can for the next 3 years, and when it crashes and burns, I'm already out. I got my money.
They have a golden parachute. They already have their money, because all that money they've shucked from other people, they have.
Yeah.
Everyone else is screwed.
You know what I kind of blame that attitude on? 80s Wall Street.
Yeah.
It's kind of that. It's basically that attitude.
Yeah, and do you know who else?
It was CNN who had him on,
do
but
you
like
know
the
who else?
guy, who was Gordon Gekko, like the character Gordon Gekko was Wall Street. He was on. He said, "You know what? I want Bernie Sanders as president because the market will flourish underneath him and all the regulations." He said that's good economic policy. That's Bernie Sanders. And I just remember seeing this clip, and all the people on the panel was just like, "Really? That's not part of our talking points. Just really?"
Really?
Yeah. It's because basically
one of
the
the
guy
things...
saying greed is good talking about better regulation.
Yeah. The guy they based Gordon Gekko off of, the guy that they had also. It was also like the Wolf of Wall Street guy.
Jordan Belfort, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing that was, well, here's the other thing. There was another dude. He wasn't necessarily in the stock market, but he was in at the center of a lot of these economic problems, and that is currently the president.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of people forget the shit that was some of the shit that was going down in the 80s.
He got
But
banged
it's one of
like 5 or 6 times.
Well, here's the thing that was really interesting. No one could figure out why the guy was Teflon. You know, it's one of those like, wait, no, this guy's got to be crooked. There is no way he is not crooked. No fucking way.
Nothing sticks to him.
Yeah, nothing sticks to him.
And
it was what? He's got to have mob connections. But there's no mob connections. Okay, well, he's got to have something. Turns out he did have mob connections. Just not U.S. mob.
Yeah. Not to mention he had a daddy who could bail him out.
Yeah. Dad, he could spend a lot of money, but really, it comes down to there's been a foreign power behind you this whole time.
Yeah. That's also one of the things I remember
time.
watching, like the whole race, that few people brought it up, which I was surprised about, is that he owes millions of dollars to an international bank, which the Russians actually own.
Yep.
And it's just like you have debt to the Russians. Like,
you have debt to the Russians.
What if they call him one day and say, could you do this and this and this, and we'll erase that $50 million debt you have with us?
Yeah. And it's really, really, truly bizarre, because you wouldn't think you would even want a person like that in that position, because what if that backfires?
Yeah. And the annoying thing was when, like, Bernie Sanders came up with his tax returns, everyone's like, oh my God, he only has a few $100,000. He hasn't paid off his mortgage yet. Like, oh my God, he's not fit to be president. And it's like, he has a normal kind of budget, and you could see that they gave a lot to charity. They had a mortgage like everyone else. Yes, he had more money than the most middle, class Americans, but that's line of work. But it was like he has a very normal budget. That's nothing wrong with it. But everyone's like, no, he's not a multi-millionaire or billionaire like Trump. So
that was so bizarre. Okay, I'm going to get my cigarette.
Yeah. I'm gonna get some breakfast because I haven't eaten yet.
Okay. All right. So I think I'm gonna go have my cigarette, and then I will figure out what to do next. All right.
So you better have inner rooms, because I'm gonna go get some water. So there's basically gonna be nobody here.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah. Also, hug the Countess and say I'm looking forward to the 17th. I'm finally gonna meet her.
Okay, you got it.
I think everybody's basically gonna be meet her.
Yay! It's going to be exciting.
Everyone seems to be looking forward to the 17th.
Oh, great. Yes, could you tell me a lot?
It looks really lovely.
So that way I don't feel self-conscious. Since it came out so weird, but I kind of like it. It is weird.
Yeah, hold on, guys. I'm gonna get a chat on real quick, so I can at least see what you guys are saying.
All right, back.
All right, me
Back.
and you. Me and you. I
Yep.
think Moth's still getting breakfast.
Stuck in the middle with you. Yeah.
Oh god, I was listening to that song like on repeat for some reason, like a couple of days ago.
Oh man.
Apparently, that's supposed to be a parody of Bob Dylan.
I'm here.
I believe it.
Breakfast.
I have orange juice.
I have double cupped water.
Solo cup. How we all doing? We're doing good. We're doing good. You know, it's been reasonably sedate. You know, except for that Overwatch moment, which was not so good.
Yeah.
You want to watch me fucking scream at a Symmetra? Like,
yeah.
Go ahead, go back. That was like around like what 11 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I also have to pimp out Varen Kimball in the chat. Go check out his YouTube channel because we're doing a Shadowrun Let's Play on Twitch at the moment, and it's hilarious because I'm basically making like funny voices for everyone. I made all the female characters lesbians at this point, so
perfect.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh man,
check it out.
Yeah. Although, actually, Jack, I was gonna tell you, I forgot who started it, but apparently there's an official Slut Pit server on Discord.
Yeah. I heard about that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's technically two. There's the one I made with Alazia and them for the tabletop stuff, but then there's the other, like basically the general.
Right. The one that's more general. Yeah, I should probably hook that into.
Moth Angel also on Discord, by the way, so send me an invite or something.
Got it.
I think Alazia sent me the link, so I think well she's passed out now, but I think like Alazia's on there, Kami's on there.
Yeah, so. Varen's on there too, I think.
Yeah, Varen's on there, yeah.
Yeah, and you're welcome, Varen. I'm always ready to pimp you out because you're my slut.
I gotta. Yeah. Speaking of Barons, I should probably have the Baroness on again at some point. You know, there's one of the things I do kind of want to talk about a little bit, probably on Sunday, is my delving into Hermeticism, which was the origin of the tweet that I sent out like a few days ago, where I'm like, "God damn it, theology nerds! You know, like sex is not the solvent that will destroy society." You know, because oh my god, like it's really obvious that the Hermetic texts are written by more than one person. And one of them is a real prude. And that's the one who wrote Corpus Hermeticus. The one who wrote Kabbalia is a little less concerned with that overall. You know, that guy is much more concerned with the big concepts. You know, like, you know, this is the as above, so below and shit like that. That's the Kabbalah. It's obviously a different person. You know, the writing style is different. The point of view is very different. Like, so it's very obvious. And one of the things about it is you could tell, like, it's another, like, little, like, circumstantial evidence in my theory that Hermes Trismegistus is actually three people. You know, three people who all wrote under that name, who had developed this philosophy and used it. Like, it's starting to seem extremely likely. I also found out a little bit more about the history of Baphomet and where that all comes from. Oh, that gets weird.
Yay, represent.
That gets super weird because there are 2 points of origin and they're in one makes sense. The other doesn't.
Okay, so one they sat down and thought about, and the other they took like a bunch of mushrooms and then they thought about.
No. This is but no, not even. Okay, so Baphomet they believe there are two origins. One is that Baphomet comes from the phrase Baphomithras, which means the son of Mithras. Mithras is a Babylonian god who sometimes has a lion's. She sometimes has a lion's head.
Okay. How do you spell the name?
Mithras, Mithras.
Yeah, I read the name before. I wasn't sure where she was from.
Yeah. Mithra. Old Persian is the Zoroastrian angelic divinity of covenant and oath. Very big in Zoroastrianism, also very big in, Babylon. Her cult survived into Roman times. Yeah. So she also is, there are also a lot of figures of associated with Mithraism that involve the caduceus, which is the double snakes.
Yeah.
So that symbolically is really, really solid. There are also a lot of statues of Mithras holding like two fill in the blanks, like a sword and a torch, sword in one hand, torch in the other.
I've seen a statue like that. That's where
Yeah. So this is very likely. It's very likely that the phrase means son of Mithras. The other one, which is the one that is connected to the Knights Templar, is weirder. And it's one of those, I don't know about this.
Knights Templar? Are we getting into some Assassin's Creed Apple of Eden?
Oh yeah, totally. This is actually the origin of the whole Knights Templar like going insane thing. It surrounds Baphomet.
Oh dear.
Like the Knights Templar were accused of becoming heretical and worshiping an idol called Baphomet. Now, here's the important thing you got to remember. There is about a 400-year gap between the writing of this discovery, whether or not it's even true, and the first image of anything called Baphomet. There's a gap. There's a huge gap. So the first known drawing was done by Elphias Levy.
Not quite sure who he is.
Yeah. Is it an occultist? Elphias Levy, who was around in about 1848, and in his
the
book,
fun times.
Yeah, and in his book he had this image, the classic image of Baphomet. He was called the sabbatical goat. So Elphias Levy is the one that connects this. It was occultists of like the mid 1800s that connect this figure with the Knights Templar. Chances are that's a complete error. It's completely wrong, because
that wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah, there was a mistranslation of the name Mohammed, which was vaguely sounds like Baphomet. Now, the thing is, it is much more likely that what had happened is that you have the Knights Templar adopting aspects of Islam into Christianity.
Oh, that would make sense, because when you look at
yeah.
And their empires, they were actually very far ahead regarding like science and poetry and stuff.
Yeah.
So, also this idea of worshiping the light. Because the Knights Templar were constantly fighting Muslims, they would have run into this, and it's entirely likely that they had changed their whole method of worship based on their encounters with Muslim people. And that the figure that they worshipped, the Inquisitors wrote down as like Baphomet, which is a mistranslation of Muhammad.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Because everything back then, you had to write it by hand and copy and paste by hand.
Yeah. And it just got really corrupted over the years. So it's entirely possible that the Baphomet that Elias Levy describes is actually a completely different cult.
Yeah, not to mention that way back
different.
in the day, English had not been standardized. So if you had a translation in one part of England and then you had a translation of the same text in another part of England, you could have two very different texts because the language and the spelling system had not been standardized yet. So it would look very different. And then what do you do?
Yeah. It's one of the reasons like the Canterbury Tales is so hard to read.
Yeah.
Like that is really, 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 really super early printing.
Yeah, we had to read Beowulf. We even got like a couple of pages where it's like old English, and it was like, this is what we had to translate from. It was just like,
yeah, because you couldn't direct. I'm surprised they didn't try to directly translate it from the old runic script.
The problem is that some of the script has actually been ruined. There was a final library where they kept it, so some of it has been lost, and some of it has now become very difficult to read.
Oh shit, that's why. I'd always wondered why they didn't just translate it from the runic, because it would be much easier to translate it directly from runic into Danish.
Yeah.
Since that's a language that's kind of based out of it.
Yes.
But if
I know
if those
that has been like
were
translations,
destroyed,
trying to go from runic to Danish and runic to English and then in between and stuff like that, and it's not very easy. Also because there was all the different dialects that you have to figure out, and not everyone used the same kind of spelling, and then you have to figure out, okay, where did the influence come from, so that we can make out the history of how it was spelled and pronounced, so that we can then figure out what it actually said. And it's very, very complicated. And again, I have to do a paper in August about the history of the English language, so
So it's more likely. So it's very likely that what had happened is that you have two groups of people that worship a figure that have a name that sounds similar, but they're actually not related. The Zoroastrian, Sumerian, Babylonian connection is a lot more direct.
Yeah.
It's way more direct, and it even passes. The way I say it is, it lines up symbolically very well. Because all the cultures that it passes through use all of those symbols, because they're all also cultures that are heavily influenced by alchemy.
Yes, and also when they come to the Romans, like their whole belief system and their culture was basically just, we take a bit of this, we take a bit of that, we take a bit of this, and then we mix it all together and we give it our own names sometimes, and sometimes we don't. And then when they spread out, across Europe to conquer everything, they of course took all these different cultures and religions with them, and then everyone they came into contact with also came into contact with these cultures and religions. So of course something would stay and something would not, and something would change over the years. So
yeah. Like the one thing that made people think that maybe Baphomet was related to Muhammad is the torch that comes out of his head. Because Muhammad was said to have,
he was the light.
Yeah, he was the light. So maybe that's what that was, because like I said, so why does Baphomet have a torch coming out of his head? It's like to represent the light of inspiration. And it's like, well, why do they do it that way? And it's because light bulbs hadn't been invented.
Well, of course.
In the modern day, he would have had a light bulb over his head.
Yeah.
But he goes back a little bit, before electricity.
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge.
A bit. Yes.
Yeah, and the so they thought maybe that was that, because a lot of the old depictions of Muhammad had something very similar. You know, there was actually a period of time when it was not heretical to depict Muhammad. They depicted him all the time. He was as popular to depict as Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, but when Islam very recently actually descended back into serious fundamentalism, like in the 20th
Wahhabism,
century.
I think it's called. Wahhabism.
Yeah, they dug up like an old law out of the Quran that said that you couldn't have like certain types of images. And much like the gays are evil thing in the Bible, you're like, dude, there's really not a lot of evidence for the fact that anyone truly gave a shit.
Yeah.
You know, but when you're fundamentalist and you don't happen to like something, you know, you find that one piece of evidence and you run with it.
Sorry, I can just hear. You guys hear that?
Yeah, what's that? What is that?
Yeah, that's my fan. It's kind of busted. So if it goes any speed at all, it shakes and it hits shit. Hold on, let me turn it off. It's a pain in the dick. I've been doing it all this time.
Yeah, what I've been reading up a lot about, like religions and awesome hair, by the way, Countess. Like a phoenix.
They saw your hair.
Yeah, kind of like a phoenix, like the flames. Very cool. Like, I've been reading up a lot of the fundamentalist Christian aspect in recent modern times in the US because my paper is on the apocalyptic realizations in the Turner Diaries. Do you know what the Turner Diaries is?
I don't know what the Turner Diaries are.
Have you heard of Timothy McVeigh and the bombing
I have heard of Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah, Oklahoma City bombing.
Yeah.
The blueprint for the Oklahoma City bombing is in that novel, and he used that to, it's a neo-Nazi novel. You can see all my notes, but it looks like this.
Oh my God.
And it has been banned in America for a while, and now it's legal again.
Oh, Andrew McDonald.
Yes.
Oh, him.
What I found is that the guy who actually prints these and sells them is a Jew because he wants to fight for the First Amendment because he does not want anything to be outlawed. So I'm like,
Yeah, rock on.
All my notes. So I have to do all the apocalyptic realizations in that. And if you need something to read, Jack, about the apocalyptic movement, fundamentalist movement in the U.S., American Apocalypse by Sutton is amazing. One of the best books I've read.
Yeah, like one of the things I find so interesting about apocalyptic thinking is realizing, wow, like the apocalypse always is nigh for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like it makes a lot of sense because what tends to happen, what creates apocalyptic thinking, is is just not being able to make sense of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it feels like everything's falling apart because for you it is.
Yeah.
You know, like
and it makes sense when back in the day when these religions were thought up because, you know, logically you have a beginning and an end to everything.
Right.
So, you know, you would have to have an end and a beginning to everything.
Yeah, if there's a beginning to the religion, there has to be an end, which is one of those things that I'm like, well, yeah, but the thing is that usually when that happens, no one notices.
Yeah.
Because a religion becomes out of date and out of touch long before it actually dies.
Yes.
You know,
he touches upon, Sutton touches upon that in his book as well. Like, first it was like, oh, World War I, the end of the world. No, didn't have World War II, end of the world. FDR, end of the world.
The world, yeah. It's always the end of the world, and I came to the conclusion that it's just always the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like, there's always an Armageddon. Armageddon is all around you. It's always happening.
Let's see. 2012, end of the world.
2012. It's like it's always
Y2K, end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you
and
always
with the
have an Armageddon.
that I'm reading up on now, it's the race war. So they're basically just waiting for something to set it off as an excuse.
Yeah, and it's really odd because I always find myself going like, why? It's really interesting because like when you get into like, you know, neo-Nazi thinking, like they really do truly believe that there is going to be a war between the races, and when you
it comes from the perversion of Christian fundamentalism called, if you can find an article on it, I know that there's a woman called Sharp, Sharpe, Sharp. She's done a great article on it. It's called Christian Identity, and it's basically fundamentalist Christianity with a racist twist.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes from. And also the film attorney in the comments, yes, if you read it with like a study in radicalism in mind, it's a great read. The Turner Diaries is, but I found that when I had to read it, like it's so disgusting in many ways that I just have to say, okay, I'm gonna make myself into a neo-Nazi and just believe this shit while I read it. And when I close the book, I'm myself again, just to really get into it.
Oh man, that's yeah. That is a tried and true mystical technique.
Yeah,
you know,
you have that for being neo-Nazis. I have this, and I have to pretend to be either a druggie or a radical counselor.
Oh, that's one of my sister's favorite books.
Go Ask Alice.
Go Ask Alice.
The Danish version, at least.
What's that about?
Go Ask Alice is essentially kind of a diary entry of a girl basically going downward spiral on drugs. Basically, the first way she does it is with the idea it's coke laced in LSD, and they call it like, what was it, like Alice? Like they called it like something like Alice in Wonderland, right, or something like that. Yeah. So basically, it's the idea
Is that even a thing that existed?
I don't know, but it's like a really heavy book, and she tries to get out of it. She tries to get clean.
Yeah, basically, it's essentially it's a diary of a drug addict, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta look up this LSD laced cocaine.
Coke
thing.
as soda, not cocaine.
Oh.
It's laced. It's basically roofie drink, but with LSD instead of.
Oh, Coca-Cola.
Yeah, not cocaine.
Oh, okay. I was thinking cocaine.
LSD cocaine. That sounds
well, like
awful.
I was trying to figure out how that would work. You know,
like
because
go through the hallucinations like really quickly.
Yeah. Because the thing is that the way LSD works is only through certain it only works through certain membranes, and I was like, I don't know if you could get it if you snorted it. You know, like through the tongue, like there's a really, like it has to get into your bloodstream pretty quickly. Like if you take it up your nose, then it's likely to get caught in a nasal cavity, and it'll just hang out and eventually just go away.
Yeah. If you put something in your mouth, it can go through the roof of your mouth and direct into the blood.
Yeah, exactly, because your mouth is designed to do that. Another place is your eye. You could put the drops in your eye. It apparently takes effect very quickly if you do that.
Yeah. The one thing I always think of is, remember the drug in Cowboy Bebop, like in the earlier episodes, where you spray it into the blood.
Yeah, bloody eye.
Yeah. Also, you guys are gonna get a preview into my library because I have that. I have one literally written by a crazy hippie.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yeah.
Like Jankeezy and.
Yeah, I've been looking into that. But again, there's a lot of books they have on sale down at my local bookstore. Yeah. They have great English.
And I also have this.
But I'm out of cash at the moment.
Bret Easton Ellis. Which one?
This one's Rules of Attraction.
Rules of Attraction. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, there's the drugs, here's college partying, and here's the insane asylum. I also have a collection of Edgar Allan Poe, and Paradise Lost over here somewhere.
Yeah, I have my Edgar Allan Poe completed fiction. I have my H.P. Lovecraft complete writings, and I have Sherlock Holmes complete writings.
Yeah, this is the one I have. I got this as a gift.
Okay, with the danger of you actually seeing me in shorts, I'm gonna go get mine. I'm trying to see if I can.
Like.
A little bit.
Yeah, funny enough, the painting on the front of this is Mouth of Hell, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's William Blake, right?
This says it's Mouth of Hell from Book of Hours of Catherine of Cleves, Neverland.
Okay.
I have the leather-bound H.P. Lovecraft complete.
I think I have a I don't have
And
complete fiction, but
inside
I have a
looks
Lovecraft book here
amazing.
somewhere.
That's the inside. That looks amazing. You can kind of see the.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I used to have the complete book of the Order of the Golden Dawn. But I think I gave it to somebody because we did. Yeah, who was it?
That's my Poe,
Yeah,
by the way.
we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wasn't really an OTO guy.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
funny enough, my favorite thing in here is about the death of a loved one, and it's not even the Raven. The one I love to read out of here is Annabelle Lee, actually.
Yeah, Annabelle Lee. I love that one.
Yeah.
I have my
Annabelle.
Sherlock Holmes, like,
Oh man.
and the inside of that is just so British. Like, I can't even.
Yeah, and because Jack, I'll show you this. This is my copy of Paradise Lost.
Paradise Lost. Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. I have more.
God damn it,
Somewhere.
Baron! I told you not to look. God damn it.
It's hard not to look, sweetheart. You have a nice ass. Like a nice, nice little tiny ass. It's like,
No, I do not. Oh, you have not seen my ass if you call it nice and tiny. I'm a little bit more on the pear-shaped.
Okay,
spectrum.
that's even better.
Although-
That's even better. Gives you something to grab.
Yay! Although I do have quite the tiny waist.
That works.
All right, hang on.
Oh no! Jack is leaving us. Let's play on the table while the cat is out.
My hair has gone really poof. Yeah, that's my hair naturally, Papa. That's my hair naturally.
Also, morning gaslight tales. Yay!
Morning
so glad
gas-
we know friends, pals on Twitter. But you got one.
Yeah. Also, this one is this one is a nice music book. Hunger Makes Me a Modern Girl by Carrie Brownstein. I know her from a punk band called Slater Kidney. It's a lot of fun, like Riot Girl stuff. Although most would probably know her from one half of.
Okay, show and tell.
All right. Corpus Hermeticum. Currently going through every fucking 10 pages. I have a conniption fit. The funny thing is, it's only like 130 pages. You know, it's not that thick, but it causes me to have fucking conniptions because one of the things that's very important to remember about the Hermetics is that they're very early Christians. And so a lot of the problems that you would have with Christianity are in Hermeticism, specifically the Corpus Hermeticum. Like I said, the Kabbalah, less so, far less so. But this one got in spades. Here's one of the really weird aspects, though. It talks about how awful sex is, but at the same time, the entity that Tat is talking to, Pymander, says that once you have attained the enlightenment and the understanding, that you no longer have to worry about the corruptive influences of sin. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. All right, so you're saying that once you reach enlightenment, it's cool. You go fuck around. Because that seems to be what it's saying. But then it goes on in more length about oh, sex is bad. You're like, oh my God. And you're just kind of waiting for him to get to the point because
someone really has issues.
Yeah, because there are a lot of goddamn assumptions that are made in here. Yeah, a lot of assumptions, unlike, for example.
Just a funny little note. Funny thing about Christianity. Every time I try to watch something documentary-wise about fundamentalist Christianity, I always get pissed off, and I don't want to watch it to the end. I can watch the most racist shit, read the most racist books, and I can keep having that intellectual curiosity saying, okay, I need to keep finishing this because I want to understand it perfectly. But Christianity, I just get too pissed off.
Christianity is weird, you know. Christianity's a weird one. All right, so this is my copy of the translated red book by Carl Jung. This is...
Ooh, nice copy.
Yeah. Oh, it's not as good. Oh, it's not as good as that fucking $160 one. That's actually got the which is the red book was an illuminated manuscript. It was done like an old Bible or like an old Hermetic text. It's amazing. Yeah, there are pictures and drawings, diagrams of like where he's been and like writings of alchemical formulas. You're just like, what? This was one of the founders of psychology? Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, and sidetrack, but this is the one Lovecraft book I have. I've been meaning
Watches that time. Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's
the dialogues that are had in this, while they're really, really fucking wacky, are not as are far less frustrating than the ones in the Corpus Hermeticum, because in the Corpus Hermeticum, the guy just believes everything Pymander says. And so when Pymander says some really out there shit, you're like, no, you're gonna have to prove that one to me.
Yeah.
You know, like that one's a little too crazy. Now, in the Red Book, Carl Jung does ask whenever he runs into something and they're like, by the way, did you know that woman is forever damned, or some crazy shit?
Yeah.
You know, Carl Jung goes, wait a minute. That makes no sense. Explain to me. And then the entity will explain itself, you know, so that because Carl Jung's very obviously interested in whatever I am having these conversations with, it owes me an answer.
Yeah, I want to know the why.
Yeah, I want to know why. Like, you can't just say shit and have me believe it. I'm a man of science.
Yeah.
The
thing I have with Carl Jung is that I always thought that I will have to read all the stuff in Danish just to make sure that I understand it perfectly, because I feel that if I read it in English, it would be a little too far out for me.
It might be. I don't know. What's originally written, a lot of his books are originally written in German.
Yeah, then it would probably be easier for me to read them in Danish.
Yeah.
Because German are really close.
Yeah.
Like, Withering Heights was the one for me that really pulled my teeth out. I was just like, oh my god, this is so fucking difficult to read, and this dialect no longer exists, so I need to have this translation to understand it.
Wuthering Heights, yeah.
It's a great story, but no.
Here's the thing, I read, because I, out of pure curiosity, a few times, I have read, I've done like an adaptation comparison. Like, I did that with Wuthering Heights, I did that with, Romeo and Juliet. I did that with what else did I do? I think I also did it with not Rules of Attraction. American Psycho. There we go. Yeah, I did that. And Wuthering Heights, I just read that and I was like, Jesus Christ, this makes me depressed.
Oh yeah, it's a very depressing story.
Yeah,
it is.
Super depressing.
To people in the chat, that was the Kim Possible thing. I had that as my notifications. I don't know why. just I'm a 2000s kid. It's nostalgia, you know.
Yeah, everything.
I only know the theme song in Danish though, so.
Wuthering Heights, really super depressing.
Yeah. Although, admittedly, for Romeo and Juliet, I had to watch. I read the book, the play, and did 2 adaptations. I did the Zeffirelli, and I did the Lerman.
Baz Luhrmann? Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of regret both in a way. Regret both.
Romeo and Juliet, but soft what light through yonder window breaks. It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that's really funny about Romeo and Juliet is reread that. Now, reread it. Now, here's the thing you got to do when you read Romeo and Juliet, especially during the balcony scene. Read it as if it was a porno.
That's
now, all of a sudden, all the language makes sense.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Shakespeare. Like, 80% of his stuff is just blood, guts, and dick jokes.
Yeah. And
very little.
This is the guy who has literally online has a random insult generator, and it works perfectly fine.
Yeah. He was William Shakespeare. Romeo and Juliet is actually supposed to be a lot more erotic than people realize.
Yes,
there are a lot of times when it's like, wait, you're not talking about a girl's face here. You're talking about grabbing her ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're talking about grabbing your ass. You're talking about putting your dick in her. You know, like straight up. But because the language is so flowery, you don't notice it, and of course no one realizes
that
it.
kind of if you want to ease yourself into that kind of language to help yourself understand all the Shakespeare stuff a little bit more, read one of his comedies like Twelfth Night. Twelfth Night, he very directly says at one point that two drunk guys talking, and one of them is basically saying, "My dick is hanging limp between my knees," and then the other says, "Let's go find a fair maiden, put her head in your lap, and then give it a good spin."
Give it a good spin. Yeah.
Yeah, you have 12 Night. Mine was my first comedy experience with Shakespeare was actually Summer Night's Dream.
That's another one.
Also, Titus Andronicus technically has the first "Yo Mom" joke with the mother. Villain, I have done my mother.
Yes.
Yeah. Titus Andronicus is a weird one.
Well,
because that's another like, that's another play where it's just constant fucking brutality.
Yeah, and the thing is, did you ever watch the Julie Taymor movie with Anthony Hopkins?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh yeah, it's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
I was actually really sad that her version of The Tempest wasn't like that.
She did a Tempest?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but people have to remember about the whole Shakespeare thing is that back in the day when people had to watch this, the vast majority of people, they were uneducated and they did not have a lot of money, so they would have to stand for like 5 to 6 hours watching these plays unfold. They were not
yeah. I've seen photos
all the
of
big jokes and the blood and the guts and all to keep them engaged. Because if they sat down in the theater, a guy with a stick would come around and beat them until they stood up again.
Yeah, I've actually seen photos of the Globe. Like, if you didn't have the seats above, like where royalty would usually sit, it's just dirt.
Yeah, the drawings of the Globe, because they did not have cameras back then.
Yeah, but I've also seen like modern people taking, because they recreated that entire Globe.
They recreated it. Oh, okay, the recreation.
Yeah, so basically it's mostly like standing room, like a few seats up in the balconies. Even then, it's not. Even then, a lot of people usually would be stuck standing up there. Although the funny thing is, I hate to mention Kyle. I know you have a history with him, but one of my favorite videos of his was the video on Chimes at Midnight, when he talks about John Falstaff and that kind of jovial character.
And Falstaff.
Yeah, and Chimes at Midnight having Orson Welles playing Falstaff, and
good guy to play Falstaff.
Yeah.
And Shakespeare, even his tragedies have a lot of comedic moments in them, like King Lear, the one where he has been blinded, he can't see, and then he's like, "I'm going to jump from this cliff and end my life," and it's like a 2-inch little step piece on it, and he jumps.
Yeah, actually, funny enough, in my later high school years, I actually had to read a lot of Shakespeare. I read Lear, I read Caesar, I read Romeo and Juliet, and I read what was the other one? Not a Midsummer Night's Dream. Othello. Yeah, Othello.
Oh, Othello.
Yeah, Othello was a weird one.
Othello is an exercise in evil. Exercise in true evil. That's what Iago is. He's just evil.
Yeah, evil for evil's sake. Although
evil's for evil's sake. Iago, why have you done this?
Because why not?
Yeah.
And funny enough, I had to watch for my class. I had to watch a retelling of it where it was in high school. It was an old '90s retelling called "Oh," and I'm just sitting there like,
"Oh,
this doesn't fucking work."
No, it's really hard to make that work without those stakes.
Yeah,
the draw of Othello is you're watching a complete disintegration.
Actually,
into
I had to
hell.
I had to watch 2 different versions of that, like with Romeo and Juliet. I watched that one, and I watched the one with Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, who wrote Don Giovanni?
Don Giovanni.
Oh, I forget.
Was that Cervantes or hold on?
I forget. Rain fart. Sorry.
Cervantes was Don Quixote, no?
Yeah, Cervantes wrote Don Quixote.
Yeah, Cervantes was
Don
gone.
Giovanna is an opera in 2 acts with music by
Yes.
Wolfgang Amadeus. Okay, so it's written by Amadeus.
It was
Based on legends of Don Juan. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that was in 1780. Wait a minute. Yeah. Don Giovanni. When was this happened? 1787. Let me
Jason,
see.
a lot of people enjoyed Romeo plus Juliet. I won't judge you. Hard.
Yeah. Don Giovanni is largely it's based on Don Juan, but the other thing that it liberally takes a lot of things from is Chris Marlowe's Faust.
Yeah.
It takes a lot from Faust.
Oh gosh.
Especially the end. The end is it's really weird. Like Faust, the way Faust goes down largely depends on people's interpretation of the text, and it's really odd because in some writings Faust is saved at the end, but in others he doesn't. He just goes to hell. And there's even one in which the devil leaves him on Earth and is basically like, "No, I'm leaving you to live in your mess, in the mess you've made." It's like, "You're not going to take me to hell?" He's like, "What better hell is than this?
Yeah.
What better hell than this? The one you've created for yourself. I'm out. See you. Peace. I'm safe." Or Mephistopheles, technically.
Yeah, that's kind of like the devil version that you often see in the Grimm fairy tales. Where it's like, I'm not going to drag you to hell. I'm just going to leave you in the mess.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave you here.
Yeah.
In this state. That's your punishment. It's awesome.
Although, thanks to
but there is one where a guy is working for the devil in hell for a while, and then he's like, "Okay, you know what? I paid off my debt to you. You know what? I'm out. Peace." And the devil's just like, "Go have fun in the world again." Like,
yeah,
and there's
will be back.
worse place for you to go.
Varen in the chat mentioned Tromeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I watched that out of curiosity. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I love Trauma. Yeah. Oh,
Trauma, Jesus.
Yeah, so
I gotta watch that one now.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good
it's
one.
like
I
Tromeo
like
and Juliet, could we say all of the Toxic Avenger movies? Like at least 1 and 2.
There are 4 Toxic Avenger movies.
No, I mean like recommended watching. Like, could we say all 4 Toxic Avenger movies, or like?
I would only recommend.
I'd recommend 1 and 2
and the 4th one.
Really?
1 and 4 I would recommend. 2 and 3 I would not recommend.
4 is Citizen Toxie, right?
Citizen Toxie.
Yeah.
Citizen Toxie is great. The original.
Classic.
You gotta see the original classic just because.
Yeah.
But Toxic Avenger 2 is not that good. And Toxic Avenger 3, why?
Like
I don't know what else to say, but why did this happen?
Let's see. What other trauma movies we can recommend out of the blue? There's I say Nazis.
Not Surf Nazis Must Die.
What was
Terra Firma?
Terra Firma. That was the one where it was Lloyd Kaufman literally trying to make a movie, right?
Yeah.
Trauma actually have a YouTube channel now where they upload like most of their.
Yeah. And Lloyd Kaufman.
Which is nice because again, little Denmark, we don't get it over here, so YouTube.
Yeah, Lloyd Kaufman is, dude, Jack. I would love to be there with you if you ever found a way to get Lloyd Kaufman on the show.
That'd be
yeah, that'd be amazing. Although Varen also mentioned Class of Nukem High.
Oh, Jason Rage. Yeah, James Gunn, Lloyd Kaufman.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Yeah.
Trauma
James Gunn came from Trauma.
Has had a lot of people startups like James Gunn. I forgot. Was it George Clooney or Brad Pitt that was in a Trauma movie? I forgot.
Okay, like people who've come out of Trauma and done big things.
James
that you know
Gunn.
about. James Gunn. Joe Lynch.
John Travolta.
Adam Green.
Adam Green, yeah.
Yeah, John Travolta, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
Trent Haga, though you may or may not have seen any of his films that he did after
Which one?
Trauma.
Who
Trent Haga. Trent Haga wrote Cheap Thrills.
Oh yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that one though.
Yeah. So yeah. Quite a few people came out of that.
Yeah.
Killer Condom.
Killer Condom. Oh
yeah.
There's also
Class of
the
Nukem High.
movie thing is that it's people who really love making movies. They don't have a big budget, but whatever they have, they do everything they can.
Oh yeah,
everything.
Film Attorney points out something. Apparently, Paul Walker was the monster in the closet.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monster in the Closet, a gay allegory.
Yeah.
About a monster in a closet.
All I can think now is the in the closet thingy, like the R&B artist, like was it R. Kelly or who was it?
R. Kelly, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trapped in the closet.
Closet.
Like the South Park parody of that was amazing.
Wait, would Trey Parker and Matt Stone count?
Yes and no. Because here's the history of their association with Trauma. It's not very big. Basically, they made Cannibal the Musical, and then Trauma bought the distribution rights from them for basically nothing.
Yeah.
And when South Park became big, they marketed Cannibal the Musical heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how that went down. They had actually finished that. They actually finished that in school.
Yeah, that was their student film, actually.
Yep. Da 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 da.
Let's
God
see.
Damn it.
They're okay. Basically, Christina, you have never seen Cannibal the Musical, right?
No.
Okay.
It's really good.
Basic plot of Cannibal Musical is that it is a Oklahoma style parody of musicals based around the only guy in American history to be tried of cannibalism.
Yeah, this guy Alfred Packer.
Alfred Packer
was accused
of
eating
do you
the
have
people.
the same problem with the laws in America as we do in Europe? As if it's consensual, then you can't really do anything because then it's not illegal.
No, actually we don't, because once it becomes something like that, it's like crimes against the state.
Yeah.
It's like
in Germany, there was this guy who had body parts of another man in his freezer, and he has been eating. And they were like, "Okay, now we have to arrest you because you're a cannibal." But then during the investigation, they found that it had all been consensual. That this man was like, "Okay, I would like you to kill me so that you can eat me. That's what I want you to do." And this guy was like, "Yes, I want to eat a person, so we are going to do this together." So because everything was consensual, they were like, "Then we can't really charge you with anything." Because you haven't technically committed a crime.
Yeah. In the United States, you don't have that wiggle room. It would just be.
Yeah. Also,
they just fucking put you away.
Huh?
Yeah.
Really?
I heard that you can't even
totally.
get.
I did not know this.
In public in the U.S.
Kenzie Lokami in the chat says that Trey Parker was in Terra Firma and Tales from the Rapper.
He was.
Was he?
Yeah, totally.
Huh. It's been a while since I've seen Terra.
He has a bit role in each of those movies.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that. Like I said, the last Trauma movie I saw, which was a long time ago, was actually Surf Nazis Must Die. And I fucking love the madness of that.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the thing. If you're going into Trauma, you have to know you're going into some batshit insanity. Gory, sexual, batshit insanity. If you don't know Trauma,
find that though.
If you don't know Trauma, best way to do it is low budget gore and tits. That's the basics you need to know.
Yes, and I don't mind that. As long as you can feel that there's effort going into the product and the people who are making it love it.
Oh, there is passion and effort. Yeah, there is that. It's very low budget, very raunchy, and very bloody.
Well, that sounds like the Slut Pit.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of.
Although, you know what it is about my love of Surf Nazis Must Die? I think it's because when I was a younger kid, I had my family, because you gotta gotta tell you, my parents were young when they had me. My dad was 18, my mother was 16.
Ew.
So they grew up with the 90s kind of like teen and kids movies. And one of the ones my dad used to love a lot was Surf Ninjas.
Oh.
Right.
It was that one and Three Ninjas and I remember also Home Alone 2 was played a lot in my house when they felt like wanting to be kids again. Basically, it's that I had my love for those goofy movies, basically accentuated for my love with crazy ass, gory, sexual madness movies and trauma, and basically they combine together into this weird blob mishmash. So it's like, yeah, oh yeah, and yeah, Okami points out, Sir Monsters Must Die is one of the tamer movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Bend your knees, use your arms. Yes.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, although actually I think there was one point I was planning to meet Ernie Reyes Jr. Actually, he was gonna come here for a con, but I think he canceled out at last minute due to like family issues.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was like Surf Ninjas and Three Ninjas were the two I remember the most.
Yeah, and all I can think is that with Jack, like, come on, little Jaggy, let's go see the thing.
Just like,
oh man, oh.
That's all I can think about. And then my dad, he was like, "Come, little Christine, let's go see Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs." Yay!
Yay! Yeah.
You had that. I had
horror
movies
movie.
like.
Go put hair on your chest.
Yeah,
you know?
Actually, my first R-rated movie was Jay & Silent Bob Strike Back. Weirdly enough,
That's a good one. I love
yeah,
that movie.
The one I remember, the joke I remember that
and my first movie boobs were the Never Talk to Strangers with Antonio Banderas.
Oh, I have never seen that. But mine, the joke I remember most is a Jay and Silent Bob movie. Who would pay to see
that?
And they just look at the audience.
Yeah.
There's that. There's the joke about the internet. You know, it's a international network that people use to bitch about movies and share pornography with one another.
Yeah.
And there's also the relationship.
Jack, I gotta ask you really quickly.
Yeah.
What's your first movie boobs? Like you actually remember?
First movie boobs? Oh,
yeah,
Sybil
remember.
Danning, Howling 2.
Oh yes,
good ones.
Yeah.
I can see where your love of the double D's is coming from.
Yes, yes.
Mine was
the first actual naked breasts I saw in a movie. You know?
That movie especially, it must have like blown your mind a little bit. Like, wow.
Oh yeah, because they keep showing her off. You know?
Yeah.
Like, quick, use that shot where she just rips her fucking, and of course, like she rips them off, and they got that nice like.
Yeah.
Actually, my first tits in a movie was the 40-Year-Old Virgin. Actually, that Steve Carell comedy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, my parents loved that movie. I don't know why, but my parents loved that movie.
I have to say, I've seen it, and I like it because it's so endearing. Like the main characters.
Yeah.
That's why you like it.
And also, that was my first introduction to the word gay. So, you know.
My first introduction to like gay and cross-dressing and stuff came from documentaries that they were showing on the TV in the 90s. So, and that's the thing with if you're on the autism spectrum, you're much more likely to be accepting of people of other sexual orientations and gender orientation than yourself, for some reason. So I remember watching that, and my reaction was just like, oh, why does he want to be with men? He was like, he was explaining, that's just who he is. He was happy, and then there was another guy.
Wait, which movie is this again?
It was just a documentary on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he was just explaining, the guy, like, he was gay, and that was just who he was, and there was nothing wrong with it. And I was like, okay, I don't think there's anything wrong with it either, because I thought about it, and I was like, couldn't see anything wrong with it. Then I saw one with the cross-dressing men, and again, I was like, couldn't see anything wrong with it. Like, I couldn't see a problem, so I thought, okay, then I'm not going to have a problem with it. And I couldn't
Yeah.
understand it when my parents and their grown-up friends would discuss, and that they would seem to have a problem with it, because I was like, but couldn't he just figure out a schedule where he could cross-dress and then dress normally and the other times? That was what I thought. I was trying to be all practical about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although Jason has
No.
one of my favorites because I share experience with him. My first experience with cross dressing was Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Mm.
Yeah, because of Tim Curry and the
Sleepaway
midnight
Camp.
showings. Yeah.
I'm just a sweet transvestite.
Although Flashman, Jack, you're gonna like this. Flashman says his first movie boobs was Lena Quigley in Return of the
Quigley in Return of the Living. Yeah, I saw that.
It's like,
Yeah. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
I've seen that one.
It's pretty good.
First introduction to gay was Bronson Pinchot in Beverly Hills Cop. Oh yeah. Oh, you cannot be serious. Falky from Perfect Strangers. The dude with the really big nose in the.
No. I know who you're talking about. I'm just trying to figure out what. The first gay character that I recognized as being gay actually is the character Hollywood from Mannequin. That was the first time I saw a gay character and recognized it.
That was the movie with Kim Cattrall, right?
Yeah, it had Kim Cattrall in it and a bunch of other people who did movies in the 80s.
Yeah, it's the movie
The
where.
first one I remember watching was a Danish TV series called The Hotel. And basically, there were two guy friends, and then all of a sudden, one of them walks in on the other having sex with a guy. And then they have a talk about it. First, he's like all shocked and chagrined, and then the next day, they have a talk about it. And the gay friend basically just goes, you know what? I just like getting it up the ass. That's all it is. Like, you don't have to be all grossed out about it. And he's like, okay, deal. Like, we're friends again. Don't worry about it. That's the first character I remember.
God, someone asks what I think of Hocus Pocus.
Oh, fuck.
It's a movie?
It's a movie.
It's got Doug Jones in it as a zombie. Other than that, it just kind of exists in my world. It's a movie.
Actually, I have a relative with I don't know what exactly her mental disease is, but around Halloween and when she comes over, that's one of 3 movies she'll watch.
Oh.
It's Hocus Pocus, the original Annie, and actually, weirdly enough, Labyrinth.
Well, it's just, Bowie playing with his balls, like playing with the ball.
If you turn it this way.
Yeah, man. I watched that again recently, and I'm just sitting there like, this is like now I have the brain of like the movie nerd. I can appreciate like the practical effects and with Jim Henson and the Creature Workshop. But I remember back in my head, I just remember Bowie just being weird and amazing and all at once.
Yeah.
Also, I just remember
fantasizing about marrying him because I was like, he's amazing.
Actually, I want to show you guys something real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
By the way, Jack, I recently rewatched Suicide Squad because it's now on Netflix. Yay!
Oh.
And I found out what my big problem with it is.
Oh, which is?
It's not Fast and the Furious 5.
There is a bit of that.
If it had been completely like that, it would have been perfect.
Yeah. If it had gotten really redonkulous,
yes.
Like it would have been a little bit better. But the thing, I'm still consistently amazed that movie does not actually fall apart.
Yeah.
When you watch it, because it looks like at any moment this movie is just gonna crash and burn and become irrecoverable, but it never quite happens.
No, it's like holding together.
Yeah. Like I'm like, it's a train that is falling apart. It's rattling apart at the seams, but through the will of God, it gets to the station on time, and you're like, how? Yeah. How did this thing hold together for like 2 hours?
Anyway,
yeah, but I wish more like Fast and Furious 5 because
Fast and Furious 5 is very well constructed. It's a really, really, really well made action movie.
If that been that well made as well with Suicide Squad, it would have been amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and it needed an R rating, not a PG-13.
It kind of did. I have to agree.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to show you the first 2 vinyl I ever bought.
Oh.
David Bowie's Let's Dance and Ziggy Stardust.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I bought these both. I got these at 2 different record stores, but I bought them in Dallas at one place called Spinsters over at Bishop Arts, and the other I bought at Josie's. Funny enough, that vacation I ended up spending about $200 on vinyl.
There you go.
Because mostly it helps that it's basically newish vinyl is like $20 a piece. So it's like, so basically you can imagine how many records I bought. Although funny enough, Let's Dance, cheapest record I bought during that trip. This was $8.
Nice.
And this was like,
why are they talking about the Waffle House?
I don't know, random joke.
We need to make it to the Waffle House. We need to make it to the Waffle House.
Steve Hofstetter.
No
I don't
idea.
know that one.
By the way, when it comes to like records, I know my dad, he just spent a ton of money on buying like a whole new sound system and everything because he wants to be able to play his old records. And I need him to play them for me because he have all like the old Kate Bush ones, and he had like the first Van Halen that came out, and Six Pistols, and Motley Crue, like, all the original ones.
I got something for you.
70s when he was a kid, like he bought. He's got them all.
I got something for you too.
I have
Speaking of people who passed away last year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Both. Yeah. I got both this and 1999 because technically, part of it is mine. Part of it's mine. Part of it is my father's. And his habit is going to record shops, and usually record shops will have this thing where for like $5, they will give you a box of random records that they couldn't organize or sell.
Right.
So basically, that's like how, like, if I can, like, slowly inch my way over. It's all that wall is full of crates of records, and then I got a crate down here. There's a row up there, and there's more downstairs.
Got it.
And it helps that my dad and all of his friends were old DJs, so they're used to carrying around.
So they probably have like a large record collection.
Yeah.
The biggest record collection I've ever seen was Tony Goldmark's dad, Joe Goldmark. Joe Goldmark, who helped found Amoeba Records.
I'm just sort of envisioning like the library from the Beauty and the Beast, but with records instead of.
It's not quite that big.
Well,
but
yeah,
it is definitely like,
seriously.
You know, you meet him and he's just sort of like, hey, how you doing? I'm Joe, Tony's dad.
Amoeba is one of my meccas. Honestly, Amoeba Hollywood is one of my meccas. Man.
You go into his basement.
Oh, no, that's way too creepy. Come into the basement, kiddies.
Although, you know what's cool about this version, this Purple Rain? This is actually one from this is actually a Spanish one.
Yeah, it's a Spanish Purple Rain?
Yeah, because you see, I don't know if you can see it, but
I cannot.
It's in the songs are in Spanish. Well,
okay.
The songs
are they sung in Spanish?
No, they're not sung in Spanish, but the label and the stuff on the print has in Spanish. So.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought it was like.
Prince springing in Spanish.
Like Prince did a version of Purple Rain in Spanish, and I was like, really?
No. This is
thing. I didn't really think that was a
like
thing.
the Latin.
I know that ABBA, you know, like the Swedish pop group.
Yes.
Yeah, ABBA. They apparently did a lot of their songs in Spanish as well.
Yeah, they did. I know they did.
Yeah.
I was just like, Prince, you know.
Yeah, Prince.
Oh God, how many times? Everyone is always like, what song would you put in a horror movie that like shouldn't be in a horror movie? And I'm always like, Dancing Queen. Like Dancing Queen needs to be in a horror movie.
I could imagine like you have like the slasher going through the house and he's basically like dancing while he hacks everyone to pieces.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
I actually I had always envisioned like a kind of either a Carrie or a Prom Night 2 or a Loved Ones scenario.
Yeah.
You know, where it was it's a girl because the song is Dancing Queen, so it got to be that girl.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like death and mayhem. I Dancing Queen.
Also,
Mormon Sweet, only 17.
I would probably put a song by Emily Autumn, like probably The Art of Suicide or Marry Me, just because it's like one big sex metaphor.
No,
Yeah.
my inappropriate song to put in a horror movie is Sunshine, Lollipops, and
Pops and
Rainbows.
Except, oh god, it's already that's been done. What fucking movie was that?
Oh, I know what I would do now. I would do. I'm walking on sunshine.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of,
I think it was actually. Was it Devil's Rejects?
Was it Devil's Rejects?
It might have been Devil's Rejects.
I don't remember. Although speaking of movie soundtracks, I got this one as a gift.
You got the Suicide Squad one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Also, another movie soundtrack I have that I bought with my own cash.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hated that movie. I hated that movie.
There's reasons to love it and reasons to hate it. And
well, the big problem that I had is that I just got to the point in my life where I actually hated Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, you got to read Scott Pilgrim. And I said, okay, fine, children. Oh, Dad, Uncle Jackula, read your fucking book. So I read it, and I'm just sort of like, this kid's an asshole.
Yeah, and,
this kid's dick cheese. Fuck him.
Indie's cred steak. I have talking heads.
Yeah, it was like to me, Scott Pilgrim. To me, Scott Pilgrim felt like the kid in your friend group who thinks he's too cool for everybody, but all the friends know that he really isn't. Yeah. And so they like him, but he's kind of annoying. So imagine that guy wrote a comic about himself and the way he sees himself. That's how I feel about Scott Pilgrim.
I think, admittedly, I like the movie just for purely based on the nerdy references alone. That was because it's basically there's one thing that Suicide Squad and Scott Pilgrim have in common for me.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with them.
Yeah.
You know, with Scott Pilgrim, I had fun with the video game references and the movie references and the nerdiness and the weird imagery and stuff like that. But Suicide Squad, I just had fun with it because a lot of the humor that was forced into it actually just kind of like, it didn't work, but it was like, it's a lot better than I thought it would be. Also, to kind of show something off, something interesting is that it's only 3 pressings, three sides of the vinyl have records. I don't know if you can see it in the light, but this is the 4th side of the second record.
Nice.
It has an etching of the logo.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
By the way, Jack, speaking of like kids writing books, have you ever read Lost Souls by Bobby C. Bright?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's a good one.
Totally. I have totally read that. I read that.
Really,
I read that when that was like first when it was first published, actually.
Yeah. It's like 18 or something, and she just wanted to write about things that turned her on.
Yeah. She just wanted to write about like hot vampire guys making out. You know.
Yeah.
You know, fucking each other in the ass and stuff like that. So like, she makes this like hardcore, gay, erotic vampire story.
Yeah.
Later turns out she's transsexual. The author. Yeah, but like,
I know she was married, but I didn't know she was transsexual.
Yeah, it's very. I don't ask. I don't understand the ins. Yeah, I don't understand the ins and outs.
No.
Not my business.
Yeah.
But one thing I always got to. What are you laughing about?
Sorry, what?
What are you laughing about? Well,
being pissed.
Okay. All right then. She pleads the 5th. It's porn. So
always
is it supernatural porn?
No.
Okay, it's not. It's not.
I would torture you with that if that were the case.
Okay. All right. I'll trust you.
Actually, now I showed it off. Now I'm just looking through this crate of records that I have that I bought with my own cash. Most of them I bought with my own cash. And this one, first ever weird indie shit I ever got into. This is a Neutral Milk Hotel in the Airplane Over the Sea. $20 at a Barnes & Noble for this.
Right.
Jack, you were saying about Puppy Z Bright, like
Poppy Z Bright. Oh yeah. So one of
Yeah,
the things
sorry, go
about
ahead.
Lost Souls and Poppy Z Bright is that she's got that amazing opening. Like
yeah,
I feel that book opens way stronger than it ends.
it does. It
Yeah.
does. Like the ending is a little bit weak, but you can kind
Ending's
of
really
forgive it.
weak.
Yeah, but you can kind of forgive it because up to that point, all the characters have just been so strong and well written, and you kind of like them all. And again, it's a novel where when I read, I was like, I wasn't sure how I would end it.
What Lost Souls?
Yeah, Lost Souls.
Yeah, Lost Souls is really weird because it's I don't know how to say it other than it's got a lot of homeless gutter punk on Wii.
Yeah.
You know, like you're already on the outskirts of society. Your chances of survival are low. But you are immortal, so is it just going to be this for like 100 years? The answer is yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, that's kind of... That's
Yeah,
not like the worst thing ever, but it's not really very uplifting, but it's not
No,
too
she's
sad.
not
Yeah, it's
very
weird.
glamorous about it, like at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. Her second book is much more, Drawing Blood is much more accessible. You know,
Yeah,
that's a
I
much
thought
more
about
consistent story. But the
the
thing I liked
one.
about Lost Boys, is
Lost Souls.
Lost
Boys?
Souls. Yeah,
Lost-
Lost Souls. Sorry,
That's
Lost
okay.
Souls is that it has that beginning that's all about chartreuse.
Yeah.
You know, which I appreciated quite a lot.
Yeah.
You feel really weird when that girl doesn't turn out to be one of the main characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it does that thing where the main character in the first chapter doesn't show up in the rest of the book.
Yeah.
It's like, what? You know, it's really weird. Like, she gets killed, she gets eaten.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could barely remember the plot points. All I remember is it's about gay vampires fucking in a van.
Well, I'm
like,
about to write a review on it for my blog and everything, but like basically it's about two friends and they have a band together, and one of them he can kind of see into other people's mind and see their memories and thoughts and stuff like that and their feelings. He's very sensitive around that. And then the other, he's kind of an asshole boyfriend, and at one point he actually date raped his girlfriend, and he sees it in the mind of the girlfriend, and the girlfriend kind of avoided it. And then you have the
really
runaway goth punk kid who ends up with the vampires, and then they end up fighting against the vampires, and it's just all one big clusterfuck. But it has like great settings, great characters, and it's just fun to read. It's very fast paced. Like you sit down and you read it, and a day and a half later you're done.
Yeah. Like if you want another really bizarre, like, you know, punky vampire story that is a little more badass, there's a book called The Light at the End.
The Light at the End.
The Light at the End. You might not be able to find it. It's written by Craig Spector and John Skip. And it's set in 1980s New York.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's just all about a vampire blows into town, sees this one random kid, and is just like, oh, I'm bored. I'm going to make him a vampire. So he does.
And then it takes off.
And it just takes off. Yeah, it just takes off. You know, those two guys also wrote a couple of other books. One was The Bridge, which is which is bleak. I've always wanted to make a movie out of The Bridge. You know, yeah, The Bridge. Because
have the countess on hand.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, it's basically a small town is destroyed by nuclear waste monsters. The good thing is, on the upside, magic is real. On the downside, it can't save the planet.
Oh.
Yeah. This is the light at the end.
Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta see if I can find one. Copy.
Yeah, it might be difficult. But their masterpiece is this one, called The Scream. Yeah, yeah.
Could you just hold it up straight to the camera so there's no light on it? Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Thanks.
Yeah. And let me see if I can open this up without damaging the poster inside.
Ooh, carefully. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That looks like the insert for a badass metal cover.
Well, that was the idea. It was the idea. It was supposed to feel like an album.
Nice.
Because it's about an evil rock band.
Nice.
It's about an evil rock band that faces off against a normal rock band. And when I say evil, I mean it's one of those, they actually are like attached to a demon.
Oh, that's
and the big concert, the big stadium concert they throw near the climax is the ritual that summons it. Yeah. There is a lot of napalm usage because the demon comes from Vietnam. It's a demon that they found that these people found in Vietnam who just loves death, loves killing. And the lead singer of the evil band is like this little fey, crazy looking like Asian girl who has this terrifying voice.
Oh, amazing.
And yeah. And the Scream refers to her.
Sounds so fun.
It's like, oh god, yeah, it's a lot. That story has a huge body count.
Yeah, the chat is begging you to say who the author is.
Craig Spector and John Skip. They wrote all previous 3 books. Their writing team that they broke up, and the reason I brought them up is they actually broke up because of Poppy Z. Bright. Or rather, not because of her, but because of Craig Spector's obsession with her. He became obsessed with her. And during this period of time, John Skip is watching his writing partner become unhinged.
Oh, keep talking, I can still hear you.
Yeah. Like, there is stalking involved. There are threats involved. There are, late night dirty phone calls involved.
Yeah, I just want to show people, I don't know if you guys can see, that's Poppy.
Yep, that's Poppy Z. Bright.
That's...
Yep.
All right, off topic, but
she was a little, she's in Gothlang, yeah.
Yeah, off topic, but holy crap, the sun is coming up on my end.
Yep.
It's still only
it's
about
been morning over where Moth is.
Yeah, 2 p.m.
Well, yeah, obviously.
We began streaming at around 6 o'clock. So.
Yeah.
It's about to be 6 a.m. over here for me.
Oh, jeez.
That's when it's
yeah.
This book,
I'm still gonna
picture.
go. It's just that holy shit! How long have we been on?
Yeah.
By the way,
Love in Vain.
Love in Vain. This is the first one. I'm planning on getting the second one as well. It's just a bunch of vampire erotic short stories that she picked out, and they're amazing.
Yeah, I actually have that one. That's the one with Conqueror Worm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I have that. It's hanging out back there. Yeah, right there. I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love the.
Let me show you the cover of mine.
Okay.
I just love the pun name of that though. Love in Vain. Yes. Although admittedly, I'm sorry to say,
and also beautiful woman on the cover.
Okay, here's the thing with me: the way you guys talk about these.
The cover of mine.
Oh, I've seen that edition. That's so cool.
And it's got that same photo of Poppy Z. Brown back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same publicity shot.
I'm not gonna lie, and here you guys might hate me for this, but the way you describe these stories, these sound like early adopters of fan fiction to me.
Yeah.
Just like gay vampire erotica.
Yeah. It's
That's that's vampire, erotic writing. That's fan fiction. Like, what do you think? Twilight is? It's fan fiction.
Yeah. It's absolutely the same thing. Much of the same. Yeah. Let's see. We also got Drawing Blood, which we've talked about, and let's see what's that. Oh, okay. All right. I'll talk about this one.
Oh dear.
Let's go.
Yes. Also have Wormwood, aka Swamp Fetus, which was a collection of her short stories. Not all of them are good.
No, like
that's the thing about Poppy Z. Bright is that sometimes the writing's really good. Sometimes it's just not there.
No. But the thing I like about her selection, though, in Love in Vain, is that they're all so different. That if there's one you don't like, that's understandable because they're all so different.
Yeah.
They all have the same theme of, it's about being in love and having sex with a vampire, so it's not a healthy kind of love. It's all a bit sick and twisted. Yeah. And it's probably not going to end well for you in the when it comes to,
Isn't that love in general?
One of the things that there was used to be a series of books called Hot Blood. Hot blood, hotter blood, hottest blood, more hot blood, and they were all
browsing.
They were all erotic horror stories.
Of course.
Yeah, because of course. Yeah. Some of them were really good, some were dog shit. One of the ones I appreciated was about there's this girl. She gets a normal life, after a wild youth, and realizes she hates it. She hates her entire life. And so one night when she's supposed to be like going to yoga, she goes back to the old stomping grounds and meets a guy. Guy turns out to be a demon.
That has to be the best sex of her life, though.
Yeah. It's this is it. This is what she wants. She kills her husband and then goes to meet his parents. It's a very normal love story until the murder happens.
Yeah.
There's some fucking. And but I just always remembered that. She was always like, what can I say? I have a type, like. There was another great one where this guy goes to this like strip club where he meets a woman who pulls her vagina open and inside is an eye.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Like the symbology there.
Is what?
Like all the symbolism with that eye in the vagina. Like
just eye in her pussy.
Yeah.
And he becomes obsessed with this woman. And he tracks her down, finds out where she lives, goes there. And of course she's like, I knew you'd come. And he's like, oh yeah, I would. And, she's like, she's talking, like the seductress, like the femme fatale the entire time. And she takes his clothes off. His pants come down and there's an eye on the end of his cock. And she's like, I knew it.
We are made for each other.
Yeah, we're made for each other. And I was like, whoa. Like, you're like, whoa, that was an amazing twist. That was awesome. I forget what that was even. It might have been called Eye of the Beholder, but I can't remember the actual title. So this is the book that the Countess wanted me to tell everybody about. It is George R.R. Martin's The Skin Trade, which is...
That sounds rather brutal.
Yeah, it is named for the last story in the anthology, which is George R.R. Martin's story. Yeah. And it is about a New England town where this one guy who's a debt collector and a werewolf has to face off against the werewolf that rules this dilapidated New England town.
Yeah. Also,
And-
thanks Ready Set Go for.
Oh, thanks, Ready Set Go.
I have several scary vagina stories.
Scary vagina stories, all bloody. Every woman has those. They happen about once every 4 weeks.
Yes, and oh, it fucking hurts. It hurts so bad.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. It's just if you saw why I was doing all those hand movements, I was just trying to figure out how that sex would work with private parts, both with eyeballs. It would literally be
You'd be looking right up at each other.
Yeah, you're literally seeing each other going in, and it's like
Yeah. That'd be freaky.
you think? Like symbolism, fine.
Yeah. No, it's
like
a good story. I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, what was there? What was one of the other ones? Oh God, I read so many of those. Some of them are so bad. What were the ones that were really good? There was one about a woman who keeps getting visited by a guy when she sleeps, and she becomes convinced that he's like casting a spell on her. And so she hunts him down and kills him.
Okay.
But she doesn't do it right, and he's just in a coma.
Whoops.
Yeah. Now, they never answer the question about whether she's crazy or he's actually doing something to her. Because it could be, it's supposed to be either. And they never tell you.
That's one of the things I really like about horror literature in general, is that when you read it, you have no idea if whether or not you can trust the narrator of the story. You never know.
Yeah.
You just have to follow along.
Your narrator can be unreliable.
Yeah. You just have to follow along and see where it goes, and then make up your.
You know, another one that's kind of like that's really good is the classic like Turn of the Screw.
Oh yeah, that it's really really good, but at the same time you're like, I have no idea if what I'm reading is actually happening or if it's just her that's going.
Yeah. Is the narrator crazy or is this happening? Which is of course the whole point of the story.
Yeah.
It's not like another one that's kind of like that, but it doesn't go quite as far in that direction. It goes somewhere entirely different. Is The Haunting of Hill House.
I love that one.
The Haunting of Hill House is really good.
Yeah, because it has like signs of something supernatural might be going on in the house. There's something that's not right, but at the same time, the way that the house has been built, fucks with your mind because it's not lining up properly with everything else that your brain.
Yeah. It's a big metaphor for being a lesbian in small town America.
Yeah.
Like nothing quite fits. Everything's weird. Nothing makes sense.
Exactly. But oh my God, such a good book, and it's a book where it's so well written that it actually has these kind of cinematic moments where you can really see it in your mind, and you actually
scared
and shocked and everything. It's really
Yeah, it more than many other of Shirley Jackson's books is that one could very easily be that one can be adopted to the screen. Like a lot of the others aren't as good if you translate them to the screen, like The Lottery.
But that's the thing,
that'd be good for like a short film.
But like
the thing is, when you have a short story and a short film, that with a short story, like when it's written down, you can play around so much with narrative, structure, what the story is actually about, what you want to hint at, what you don't want to hint at, what you want to hide, what you want to show. You can play so much around with it when it's written down. When the moment you put it into a movie, you have to show certain things. You have to tell the story.
Yeah, you have to show. And because that's the thing. In writing, you can play the trick where at the last minute you reveal to the reader what's going on.
Yeah.
In a movie, you have to be showing them already, so that trick is a lot harder to pull off.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and it's also
that's an
easier
issue.
with a short story just to have it, in media res where you just jump down in a moment in the middle of the story. You tell some of it that's happening, and then you opt out again. Like you don't have to tell everything. You don't have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end to a short story. And that's also what you see in flash fiction, for example. That's why.
One of the House of Leaves. They keep optioning that for a film, and I go, how? Half of that book is literally spent in darkness. Like,
I'm not familiar with that one.
House of Leaves is very bizarre. It gets a little precious sometimes. Gets a little precious sometimes, but overall, really neat idea. It is a book within a book within a book. You know, there is the main story. There is the journal that they find in the house. And then there is a third story being told simultaneously about the people who are in the house previous to those that live there now. And when I say story within a story within a story, literally, the book has no less than 2 stories written on it at once. There is the main story, which is the main pages, and then in one quadrant of the page is the story of the previous tenants.
Oh, so it's literally being set up as a framed narrative.
Yeah, it is a literal framed
narrative.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's some kind of like some Burroughs Naked Lunch stuff. Except...
Yeah, very much so. It's like, imagine like an E.E. Cummings poem, but like all the time. You know, that's House of Leaves. And
that totally makes sense.
I find myself going, how do you turn this into a movie? Because without the structure of the physical book itself, this is just a bunch of shit that happens. Like literally, it's structured in such a way pretty much to be unfilmable. So you would have to be a genius to figure out how to do this. You know, and not be annoying.
Yeah, that's often like the problem when you want to adapt books into movies. Like some do it very easily, and others, a lot of what makes the story in the book very special is the way it's set up in the text. And you can't really do that with a movie. You have to show and not.
Yeah, and it helps that I'm going into being a writer and maybe being a screenwriter, so it's like so basically I would have to maybe do an exercise one day where I figure out how to adapt like maybe this into a movie.
Ask Alice.
Yeah.
They didn't?
They might have, I don't know.
Yeah.
I only know a German girl who they based like a book and a movie on.
Yeah. Jaws is also a better movie than a novel. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
I argue Psycho as well.
Yep.
Stephen King's The Mist, like Stephen King is not very good with endings, and he's a discovery writer, so his endings are often pretty weak. But like when it comes to the movie The Mist, like the ending in that one, it just rips your heart out, puts it in a blender, and then puts it back into your chest, and it's like, okay, make it work.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to end the call. I'm starting to get a little tired.
No, you don't want to fall asleep.
I don't want to fall asleep. I don't want to fall asleep. Oh man. Well, hey, I'm really glad that y'all just spent some time with me. Chaotic Doctor, Moth Angel. I almost called you Mothman. You know, like it's like, Mothman. You know, no, wait, that doesn't.
I'm a girl.
Moth girl. Moth girl.
That's tired brain talking, baby. That's the tired brain.
Yeah. Well, and I want to thank Kennedy for coming on earlier. That was great. And fucking Symmetra turret.
Yeah.
Fucking Symmetra turret. You know, like we'll
I
never forget
also want to thank
you.
Overwatch for helping Jack getting his aggressions out.
Yeah.
And then we swoop in to make sure he's safe.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I will see most of you on Sunday. And until then, hey, Satan and I love you very much, and we will see you again next time.